because I don't, if we can't, we're going to go to Plan B and you'll log in on my account.
What? Okay, guys, let's just get it all. Get your hands in here. Come on, this is all right. You gotta have that one. Okay, let's send the person around, okay? Pass it around, guys. Wait, you could change direction. It's not. Oh my God, sweaty palms. My tickets for stuff now?
Yeah. You guys can
Well,
come
I
back
don't
long.
really want to do that. All right.
I was like,
So
here, I'll
easy
help
the
you.
other day.
I got your back.
Well, we're going to start with that. I'll just adjust. Okay, guys, power mics. Both have your mics.
Where's my water? Oh, right there. That's a good spot. Okay, my phone is.
Oh, that's something on the house cleaning, or I can do that for you. That is the mute button. You are on already, Justine. Okay.
Check, check.
Can you just make maybe both of you get on the mic and do sort of a preliminary announcements? I think we have some people here that I can use as my sound check.
You want me just to talk, basically?
That's what we need. Okay. So it can be, hey, welcome. We're half an hour away. And
Are we?
why don't you just go through your? Yeah, it's only. What is it? It's not quite 5.
Thanks, Bev, for ambiance.
Why don't you kind of go through your house cleaning, talk about the raffle, talk about this song? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, because I need a little bit.
Hey guys, we're just doing a sound check, so I'm just going to ramble for a little bit about, the rambles. So we have a silent auction going on, guys, in the back there. We have the Yeti raffle with raffle tickets from Teresa. Teresa, can you raise your hand? Woohoo! Yep, raffle tickets right there. We're going to get started with the Beet and Basil Ramen Bar and Pho over there shortly. And Bev's our lighting lady, and she's making ambiance in here. And okay, who else do we need over here? Hi, Larry. Do you have an announcement? Okay, perfect. You guys can set up anywhere you'd like. Yeah. Yeah, Bev's the entertainment. Nice try. Thanks, Bev. Yeah. Let's see, what else?
What's that there, Bev?
Oh, if you guys want to feel how heavy my backpack is, it's right when you walked in the back. On the floor is a 4-day carry on the Appalachian Trail on the ICT. So all of our stinky gear is in the back. It does smell. I wouldn't touch it except the backpack maybe, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty stinky. Are we on Zoom yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking at my Zoom peeps. We got some Zooms going on. Welcome, Zooms. Woohoo! Thanks for being here. How's my check going? All right, welcome everybody. Come in, find a spot, get cozy. Get cozy. Love your neighbors. Say hi to your friends. This is the friendliest place you'll be tonight. No, I don't know. Just kidding. I'm not a comedian, sorry. No. Let's see. Thanks, Gordon. Buying some raffle tickets. There goes Gordon putting his raffle tickets in tonight for the Yeti quilt. We are going to draw the winner for that tonight. Thanks, Judy. Yeah. Yeah, come in, everybody. Welcome. Who's just coming in? There's a nice little ramen bar over there from Beet and Basil. Get cozy. Find your spot where you're going to sit. There's a silent auction going on with some great donations. Hey. There's a Yeti raffle blanket. That's going to be raffled tonight. We are going to draw the winner tonight. So get cozy. Say hello to the person you're sitting next to. If you don't know them, maybe hold their hand. No, just kidding. Is that good? Are we done with sound check? No, we're good. We're still going. Okay. Oh, Zoomers. More Zoomers joining. Nope, not at all. Hi, Zoomers. Thanks for joining. So far right now we have almost 50-something Zoom people joining tonight. Okay, it's Matt's turn to say something. Ready for the introvert? Hello.
No.
Okay. Nope. Introvert says no. Mitchell's checking your sound back there.
Okay. How does it sound, Mitchell? More? Is that better? Welcome, everybody, to the ICT.
Yeah. Welcome.
Okay.
How's that, Mitchell? Good? Okay. Perfect. Hi, Lydia. How's it going? Is that Justin? Hi. Yay. Sorry, I'm not very good at sound check. Hi, Dennis. Your bench is really rocking over there. You might want to go check out those bids. Oh, Dennis. She's a bidder on it right now there. Eileen. Judy is not getting the bench tonight. There is a fight over the bench. You guys should check out that beautiful bench over there. The artist is in the house. There's the artist. A lot of the artists are in the house today from these beautiful silent auction items. We got some more Zoom joiners. So you guys know we do offer this on Zoom tonight, and we're having people join now. Hi, Mom. My brother, hi. I'm just guessing that's the names I'm seeing. They better be the first ones on there tonight. No. Just kidding. Okay. Jerry, Mary, Nolene. Yay. Hi, Nolene. Awesome. Lydia, Hannah. Have fun. Be patient, you guys, on Zoom. We're probably going to start like in a half hour, so if you guys have things to do or you're sitting in your PJs and want to do a happy dance, feel free. Bailey, thanks for joining. Haley, thanks for joining. We're just getting the screen going. My mom's in Florida watching from Zoom tonight. Oh, I said hi to my mom on Zoom. Oh, Mom, Eileen says hello. Remember, she gave us that amazing goat cheese at the farmer's market, and Gordon says hello. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Don't be shy. Find a spot to sit and then get yourself some yummy soup from Beaten Basil. And Judy has some coffee over here and some water up front. And some, there's a cranberry spritzer punch up here at the front by the water. And there's some beautiful desserts by Tango Cafe back here too. So don't be shy, walk around, get cozy. We have a great silent auction going on over by the big Yeti quilt that's on the wall. Don't forget to look up, guys.
I just didn't think about it until just now.
Tickets are $5 or you can get 5 for $20. And we're going to draw the winner tonight for the quilt, so it's going to be fun. Yeah. Hi, Bing. Yeah, get cozy. Find a good spot.
Hi.
Get cozy. Find a good spot.
I guess if you have that, you can get your slides. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go back to Zoom. I need to see what happens.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yay.
Winder.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Hold on one second. I see Mary.
Hello. Good to see you guys. You look great.
Okay, I guess we have to turn your video off tonight, Mary, so we won't get to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just fine. That's good. I'll just be here though.
And can you mute? Okay, for all watching on Zoom, we love you. We can see you entering.
Sorry, Mary.
Sorry, Mary, but yeah, we have about 50 people joining tonight.
Did I mute?
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, we're sorting out our technical difficulties. We're so excited you guys are joining. Mary Chambers. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Bevy. Hi. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Find your cozy spot to sit. Get some yummies. There's cranberry spritzer up front, some coffee, some water. There's some nice desserts along the wall back here from Tango Cafe. And Beaten Basil rocking their ramen bar over there. If you guys want to check out our stinky gear while you're in line for the ramen bar, it is in the back corner. It does stink. It hasn't been washed. Just warning you now. Yes, that's me on the big screen. Yee! Yikes! Hello. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yay. Thank you. No, but I love that. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. That's so sweet. So if anybody'd like to pick up my backpack, I see you back there picking it up. Is that Stash? Hi, yeah, you. So that's a 4-day carry on the Idaho Centennial Trail, and our longest carry was 14 days. So if that gives you an idea how heavy our pack was, that's a 4-day carry back there on the floor. Yeah, and that is the gear we took on the hike. Our poles, our pillows. I wouldn't touch the pillows; they're pretty dirty. just look over it. Okay.
And I know we're half an hour in, but one thing I would, can you do a quick ask to somebody in Zoom to put in chat if the audio is good? Just say, hey Zoomers.
Hey Zoomers, how's the audio? Can one of you put it in the chat box and tell me thumbs up if you can hear us okay on Zoom tonight? Please, if you're coming in Zoom, mute your microphones, and we mute the cameras. Is that settled? The cameras, Mitchell? Okay, the cameras are now, we don't have to worry about having them shut off their cameras.
We're just
Okay. Perfect. So you guys let me know sound when it gets good and it's sounding good on Zoom. Let me know if we need it louder or, yeah, check. Welcome everybody. Find a good spot to sit. Find that cozy spot. Thanks, Larry, for the hand signals. Yeah, loud and clear back there. Okay, yay. Wow, look at that line for the soup bar. Beet and Basil's over there killing it. We love them. Eat all their soup, it's delicious. Up front are the drinks from Tango Cafe. We have a cranberry spritzer, we have some water and coffee, and there's some dessert back against the wall, so feel free to come grab whatever sounds good to you tonight. Ooh, make sure your phones are off. That's a good one for now, too, just while I'm doing mic check. Phones.
Do you have the battery charger?
It's hidden under there. If you want it, go get it. Yep. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Robin. Thank you. Yeah. Go check out our Yeti quilt. It's up for silent, no, just kidding. It's up for raffle tonight, not silent auction. So raffle tickets are $5 each or 5 for 20, and I will draw the winner tonight. It has been up in my shop downtown for a couple weeks, so the person may or may not be here that wins it tonight. We're gonna find out. There is a great silent auction in the back with all kinds of great things. There's a flight for 2 to Priest Lake at the Hills Resort. There's a raffle, let's see, what's that called? Rafting trip. There's a rafting trip down the Salmon back there for Sawtooth Adventure Company for 4, up to 4 guests with lunch. There's also an Arizona Historic Lodge trip back there for 4, and a wine tasting for 4. It's outside of Sedona. That's great from DNA Lodge. Do we have more people on Zoom too? Welcome, Zoom. Oh, yay. Welcome who's coming in. Okay. Everybody on Zoom, turn up your devices. Make sure that your volume is loud and you hear us. Turn your computer volume all the way up, Mom. I'm talking to you and my brother Jared. Turn that volume up. Okay, we'll be back at 5:30 to start the show. I'm going to go say hello and mingle now. Bye-bye. Okay, is that good? Okay. Feel good about that?
Here, go potty outside. Go potty. Oh, that was me. Go potty. What the fuck?
What?
Right by the door, and then she turned around really quick and got underneath my foot.
Oh. She went out though, no?
No, she didn't go outside. She just
Hmm.
got right to the threshold and turned around. Mommy.
Oh wow. TV speaker over there. The mute button, is that doing anything? No.
Sounds good back there. You guys can hear me okay? Okay. Justine and Matt. Yeah. I want to shake your hand too. Oh yeah, nice to meet you. I was thinking you looked familiar like we've met, but
Well, I've been to a lot of the all the meetings.
okay.
The one that hikes.
Yeah, he hikes in Elkhorn and got a resupply at Flying Bee Ranch, what we're going to talk about tonight.
Good.
Go through some slides.
Beautiful place.
Absolutely.
Spent 2 nights there and keep myself silly after 7 days.
I bet.
But I came down the Big Fork Trail. I didn't actually do the section, high section, over to the main salmon. But I flew into Big Creek, came down Big Creek, and then out to Boundary Creek.
Okay.
Hi, Angela.
Nice. I bet.
And then I did drill work on the front lake section.
I'm staying in my
You guys came through. But we rebuilt some of the treads and the
Yeah.
water bars on the front.
Good, is that better?
And then I've done the upper piece.
That is
Thank you. Perfect. Can you put a few cards there? Just steal them from a table, Forest table. Thank you.
well. I had to throw half of it out the window because of fires. Yeah, literally, like we got to Salmon, Idaho because we were rafting. Or so you're familiar with you know where Chamberlain Airfield is at? So we were gonna take the middle fork, go to Chamberlain Airfield, and then there's a trail that goes east that goes down to the Salmon River away from Campbell's Ferry because the Dixie fire and then the Lynx fire ahead of it, it was all closed down. So up
Yeah.
and over.
I
We went up
should
and
I go
over.
outside a little again?
We had
Okay.
once, well, you'll hear, but we 6 miles in 2 days because the trail was obliterated with fire.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Does
So
anyone see my walker?
I'm so proud of her.
Oh, it's right on the
6 miles in 2 days.
Yeah.
It was
That
great.
must have been very discouraging.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but now
Yeah, disappointing days can just make you feel like you might be on your way. You get to a spot that the trail crews just get in before you even brought all the down trees out. It's like, oh my God. Until they stop.
yeah, I think. Well, soon.
Justine, you might also tell people where the bathrooms are. So somebody needs a. Huh?
Hey guys, just a couple notes before we start. we still have a few little minutes here. Make sure you guys turn your phones on silencio if you haven't. Please, por favor, thank you. Also, we're right now grabbing a tip jar for the food. Beet and Basil tonight volunteered and took the cost of this whole dinner tonight. So we'd love to send a little love their way right now. So Matt and Bev are on their way to grab a little tip jar for food over there. Share the love. Thank you guys so much for doing the food tonight. Wow. We love you. We can't wait to get your next space, and we're all going to support you. So hurry up. I'm just kidding. Yeah, just so you guys know, the bathrooms are over here in the right little hallway. So you can go out where this exit sign is, over here to the right where I'm pointing, or you can go to the back, take a right and another hard right, and there's bathrooms back there. And also the drink station is up front here. There's cranberry spritzer and some Evans Brothers coffee. Love the Evans Brothers. And some water, and then some lovely desserts from Judy over here at Tango Cafe right here in the back. So please grab some goodies and get comfortable. And how's our Zoom going? Is everyone hearing me okay? Okay. Okay. 3 minutes out. Let's see. I'm asking my brother if he can hear me over in Chicago. Jared, if you can hear me, text me. Okay, we have a bro. Yep, that's him. And how about Mom, if you can hear us? Oh, good, my brother says yes, he can hear me. Mom, over in Florida, if you can hear me, just send me a text and let me know. Oh, she's texting. I see the 3 bubbles. Okay, and Bev's taking the tip jar around for Beet and Basil. They're doing an amazing job tonight. They wanted to be part of this, and we so appreciate that. What a great community. Oh my gosh, we just have so many wonderful people. And I can't believe how full it is in here tonight. I haven't even started, and my face is already flushed. Yes, lots of water. Yeah, lots of water up here. Yeah. Okay, Bev's going to pass around the tip jar for Beet and Basil. She's coming around. She's passing it around. If a big pitcher that looks like there should be water in it, but it's full of money, that is for our lovely Beet and Basil peeps. And I just want to thank Judy, too, over here at Tango Cafe for allowing us to use her beautiful space, which has everything we need. Mitchell over here, our tech support guy, helping. We love it. Thanks, Elise. This is how you find out who's listening. Just kidding. Can you guys hear okay in the back? Way in the back. Guy in the white shirt with the hat way back there. Can you hear me okay? Pretty good? Okay. Not annoyingly loud though, right? Yeah, they say once you're over 45 you need glasses, and I'm squinting to see who you are. So that's a true story. How's Zoom doing? Okay, Mom could hear me. Okay, Sitka ladies. Yay. Yes, yep. We're going to hold a couple minutes and let the line people finish getting their soup, and then we're going to start shortly. So again, bathrooms to the right, this exit side door. Raffle tickets for the beautiful quilt made locally. Here we have Teresa selling some raffle tickets, $5 each or 5 for 20. We also have a lot of silent auction items, some great things donated there for you to check out, including a rafting trip down the Salmon. That'd be pretty fun. Extra chairs. Do we have any extra chairs? That's a good question. Matt's going to go check it out. Yeah, get cozy, everybody. Get a little drink. What's another silent auction item? We have a great donation from D&A Vineyards and Ranch in Arizona. It's a 2-night stay with a wine tasting for 4 people. That's a great little trip over there. We have a fly fishing trip for 2. That would be great little trip for you fly fishermen people. Kyla, how many on Zoom? We got a few. Can I say hello to anybody? Nice. Aaron B, welcome. Ellie Bailey, hello. Rafter. Okay. Jessica, woohoo. Deborah, welcome. Okay. Ellie, did you get your dad Gail to join tonight? Kaylee is here. We'd say hello. Okay, we're going to start as soon as the soup line catches up and shortly, so make sure everybody
I've been on
finds a
mute.
spot to sit. Okay. Oh my God, is there full on the outside too? Oh, stop it. Ah. I know. Thanks everybody for coming. Wow, this is amazing. Hi, Elise. Oh, it was Pat. Now I can see you. Hi, Murph. Can I call you that?
This is so wonderful. The turnout is just so wonderful. It's wonderful.
Can I give you a hug?
And I know Ethan's looking down at you and just so.
Thank you. Yep. Can I have the microphone and tell Bev to dim the lights? Rachel, I'm going to start dimming the front. Okay. No, I was going to get Bev to do it. If you want me that microphone. She's collecting money for Bean Basil. How about, like, give it another...
I'd say a couple of, like the minus.
Hi, fellow hiker back there. I see you. There's lots of fellow hikers in here, but you know who I'm talking about. You guys that are standing, there are some chairs out in the lobby. But I don't know. It's up to you if you want to stand. But hey, does anybody have an open chair that someone is not sitting at? Can they raise their hand? Here's one chair. One chair. Matt's gonna go grab some more chairs. Matt. We moved it. Yeah, it is. Yeah. So Bev's been going around with her jar for beaten basil. Give them some love and a little tip jar there. And we have a silent auction going. Please come check that out. And we also have the Yeti quilts for raffle. We also have a little donation jar for the Ethan Murray Fund where a raffle is back here with Teresa. Hi guys. Sorry. Teresa, are you okay standing? Okay. Hi, Zoom people. Our Zoomers are coming on, coming in hot. Hi, Mom. Hi, my brother. Do I keep saying hi to the same people? Hi, y'all. Thanks for coming, everybody. Marty. Margie, that's my Mama Kita, Mary. Getting some names. Ellie, yep, Ellie's one of our rafters down the Middle Fork. Yeah, that girl is talented. Erin, Nolene, welcome Nolene. Thanks for joining. Frank, thanks for joining. Frog, thanks for joining. I'm just doing background noise. Yeah, I'm not starting yet. I've just been kind of doing, we're just talking Zoom people. Oh, trust me, you'll hear me when it's time. Eileen, you wait. Okay, guys, we're going to start in probably, I don't know, Mitchell, 5 minutes. Get this rolling. We have some people on Zoom that have been in since 5, and yeah. Okay. PayPal, let's talk about that tonight. Somebody has a question. So the way you can donate tonight is we have a jar over here that Teresa has. We have some raffle tickets for the Yeti quilt. We're going to draw the winner tonight. We have some silent auction items. And then on every table, there are Ethan Murray Fund cards, and it has our website. And if you go to that, there's a direct link to PayPal, and you can donate that way. Or if somebody wins a silent auction item and has a credit card, being a new nonprofit, we do not set up with that yet. We just have the PayPal right now. So feel free to go on to PayPal and for those silent auction items if you're paying with a credit card. Yes, of course, the Lace cash or check is good, and you can make it out to the Ethan Murray Fund. Yeah. I'm good. No, thank you. Did you find a spot? Oh, good. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Have you seen Mila or Amy and Dave? I don't know if they're here. Okay. Okay. It's pretty full on the lobby, too, isn't it? Holy cow. Okay. Can everybody hear me in the way back? So sitting by the waterfall, when it gets quieter, do you think, okay, I'm getting thumbs up? Okay, some thumbs up. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, good. I didn't know I could be this loud. Yeah. Yeah. So the line is here. I think it's okay to talk if there's a few people in line. What do you guys think? Okay, I'm going to tell Bev to get by lights that we're going to dim a little bit. Okay. So Beverly Berg, wherever you are out there, if you could dim the front lights just a teeny bit, we are going to get started in a couple minutes. I still want people to be able to see if they have to get up and not trip or fall or just a little bit so we can get started soon. And she's mingling over that way. Wow, I can't believe the turnout, you guys. Whoa! Wow. So amazing. Yeah. Wow, I'm so humbled and shy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so, okay, she's got the lights dim. And I want to get feedback for how good you guys can see. We did some practice a few days ago with the screen, so we're hoping you guys can all see good. We'll dim the back ones maybe a little bit more once the soup line is and the silent auction bidders are good to go, but we're gonna give it like a couple more minutes. But we're getting closer. When the lights go, you know. Thank you. So the silent auction tonight, we are going to take a little break mid presentation so we can all like grab a little something or refuel or use the restroom, or I might have to go outside and get unflushed because my face is so red. So we are going to take a little like 10-minute break, give people time, probably 15 is more realistic, to bid one last time, and then we are going to pick up the bidding sheets when the second part of the slideshow starts. And we are going to do a little Q&A afterwards for those of you that want to stay. And on Zoom, if you guys have questions, you can put a few through, and we will get to those as well. We are going to ask you guys to hold questions until after the slideshow. It'll just make things go faster. We want to get everybody home at a good time because it is snowing out there. So when we do questions, we are going to have a microphone, 2 microphone runners. And if you just raise your hand and ask your question, you won't actually grab the microphone, The microphone will be in front of your face like here, like I'm doing. Someone's going to put it out and you can ask your question. So again, that'll be after our slideshow presentation. So yeah, I think it's getting quiet and the line's getting, okay. Oh, we're getting closer. Okay, sounds good. Everybody in the back can hear me, those sitting way in the back, okay? Okay, Matt, will you say hello to the people in the back and make sure they can hear you?
Hello, folks.
Can you hear Matt? Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, Bev. We'll just do a couple thank yous while we're getting ready. We want to thank Mitchell up here, our tech support and longtime friend. Can we just give him a hand of applause for doing all this tonight? Thanks, Mitchell. Whoa. What happened? I think someone sat by the light switch. We didn't mean it to go that dark. We'll be falling over each other. Okay, she's going to get on the lights, or did the lights just go off?
Oh, they forgot to do that thing. Oh, yeah. Remember, it's the bank. Yep.
Did the bank remember we had an event tonight? All the doors locked too. Oh, guys, it's going to be a long night in here. Oh, my gosh. This is what our nights look like in the middle of nowhere. Huh? What, Larry? Okay, we have food, we have friends, and I'm sure Judy is working on that part of the lighting, or maybe somebody out there. Thank you, guys. Okay, so sorry, guys, it's going to be dark for a moment. Yeah, and if everybody has any phones that are still on, could you pretty please put them on silence, please? Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. Okay, we're not locked in. No sleepover because you don't want to use our dirtbag stuff back there. It is dirty. Our hiking gear is back there, and if you smell anything, for those of you sitting in the back, it's probably our gear.
I am sorry.
Yeah, no time to wash it.
The lights will be back on in about 5 minutes. Thanks, bro.
Thank you. So yeah, okay, we thank Mitchell. Judy here at Tango. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Judy, and her staff. They are wonderful. Judy's a longtime friend. I love her, and she's always so supportive for mental health causes, so thank you. And to Jessica and Jeremy at Beat and Basil. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys. Our volunteers tonight, thank you guys for all giving me calls and wondering what you could do to help. We couldn't do it without you. I appreciate all of you that are here tonight to help out. Thank you. Clap into the microphone. And for all of you that donated for our silent auction, thank you so much. It means the world to us, and who have followed along on our journey and have just been there and been so supportive. We really couldn't have done any of this without you all. I feel like I owe each and every one of you the biggest hug ever. Thank you guys for coming, and for those who are on Zoom tonight following. If there's any issues, please just let us know. We have someone sitting on our Zoom computer over here, and we'll help with that. So, as many of you know, Matt and I hiked the Idaho Centennial Trail this summer, and we did it as a fundraiser for mental health resources to bring more into our community. Our goal was 50,000, and I just looked before I came in, and we are currently at 56,500. Yeah. That's all of you. So I try not to cry. Thank you so much. I know if Ethan was looking down, he'd be so happy right now. And I just thank all of you guys for just believing in mental health and all the support and following along on our journey. It really is all of you that made this possible. As you know, mental health is very important to Matt and I. We both have lots of reasons. One of my big ones, for anyone here tonight that doesn't know my son's backstory, I'm just going to touch on it for a moment and try not to cry. So my son Ethan Murray suffered from schizophrenia, and on May 4th of 2019, he was killed during a mental health crisis in Spokane, Washington. And yeah, you never would imagine this would happen to your child, and the fighting I did for better resources, the places I picked him up, the places I went to. It was one of the hardest journeys of my life. And I thank Cora over here. Cora, where are you? Thanks for my daughter, Cora, for just being so supportive and so amazing. And she's made our business cards and helped and just been so awesome. And I couldn't do this without you and my family. So thanks to everybody. It's just, yeah. So in March of this year, Matt and I decided we wanted to start a nonprofit in memory of Ethan. It's called the Ethan Murray Fund. And my vision with this was to raise money for more resources that I tried to get so much for my son and couldn't. There's so much lacking and it's so hard to know where to start. So I just want to start somewhere. So this trail has offered us to be able to walk and hike and talk about mental health and open up these conversations with all the people we met along the way, and to realize you're not alone, that we all have our own story and we all struggle in some form or another. And getting people to talk about it and being more open is going to help us all as a community, as your friends, as your daughters, as your mothers, as your children. So coming together is really important.
For those of you who don't know me, my name's Matt Connery, Justine's partner, and hiked along with her. I'm going to jump in for a minute, give her a break. I have suffered from severe depression and anxiety, and am a suicide survivor. I have been hospitalized 2 times for trying to commit suicide. So please don't be afraid. Know that it's okay to talk to people. Try to break that stigma. Sorry.
Yeah, talk to somebody. Matt almost was told he couldn't walk at one point or another and had to use a cane. So being on this hike with me and having him along for this journey was really special. And I couldn't have hiked it without him. He told me midway through, now we'll just break that ice of crying. He told me midway through, he's like, Justine, I'm so glad this hike was your idea.
And that's true. It was, you can figure that out. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I was miserable. Yeah, so, yeah. So thank goodness I came up with this. So yeah, hiking the ICT, I had a vision to do it, wanted to raise money for our community. I believe in thinking globally but acting locally. So we want to make changes for our community and we have big visions. So being with the Ethan Murray Fund, it is an infancy nonprofit. We have a lot of work to do and we are very passionate about it. I've been asked a few times, like different things we see in the future. So we are working on those. We did, get back from our hike and go full swing into getting the slideshow ready for you all, something we've never done before. So yeah, we're just doing our best and we look forward to working with our community and mental health. Thank you for the little clap. Break that ice for me. Thank you. So before Matt talks to you about what the Idaho Centennial Trail is, I just wanted to mention one other detail. Is so when I love to hike, and a lot of you know that about me. I love to be outdoors. I love to be on the trail. It helps me with my own mental health. So doing this trail, I'm more of a day hiker, or a couple-day backpacking trip is great because I get my hammock out, I chill, I fish with my friends. We all have a great time. Well, I don't fish. I watch them fish. But doing a through hike never really, it kind of fantasized about it, but then the reality of it sounded too hard, like I couldn't do that or I'm not going to do that. So after Ethan passed, you get this feeling in you that you just want to put yourself out there, life's short and things happen. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this hike. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to do this and I'm going to be in crisis every day. It's going to be hard. I'm going to be dirty. Oh God, no shower for how many days? But I did it. We got out there, we did it, and I'm so glad. Take those risks, guys. Life is short. Get out there. Take that sabbatical. Take that break. It's so good for a mental health reset and so important. Okay, Matt, so let's talk about what the ICT is. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so to get going, the first bit might be a little bit slower. Just trying to catch you up on a little bit of information, but yes. Better, thanks. Okay, so what is ICT? It is a 900-mile trail that goes from the Nevada border near Murphy Hot Springs, all the way to half a mile short of Canada at American Falls. And
In Priest Lake.
yes. It goes through 11 national forests, 3 major wilderness areas, the Sawtooth, the Frank Churchill River No Return, and the Selway Bitterroot. We hiked 775 miles, and we rafted 75 miles on the Middle Fork. This is a river that's not like the Appalachian Trail or any other long-distance hikes. It's
very isolated.
yeah, thank you. And you can be out there for a week and a half at a time.
Yeah, they call it the trail of no expectations. Basically, when you're on the trail, you are the trail. And it was designated just the official state trail in 1990. So just for a little people that maybe want to know, like when it started, Roger Williams and Sid Tate in the 80s had the vision and did the trail, and here we are. They say, legend has it, only about 17 people have made it the whole trail, hiked the whole trail. So yeah. This is some beautiful artwork done by a local artist that was about Ethan's story. He was touched for our story and wanted to do an art show in honor of Ethan and take it to different art galleries and museums. So we were in Denver right when we returned from our hike, and I just wanted to share a little bit of this. So Ethan's holding his violin, and there's me in pain there, and there is hummingbirds. So I think most of you know about Ethan's story and hummingbirds, but we will get to that. But Ethan's come to me in many ways as a hummingbird.
Yes. So let's see, navigation. I used a Gaia app on my phone for the majority of the navigation, and after that, for a backup, we had a Garmin InReach with GPS, and we were able to text, and people could follow us on that. And then I also had 108 paper maps, which half of them I didn't get to use because of the fires and rerouting.
Yeah, thank you, Staples. Paige over at Staples hooked us up.
She does.
Okay, so this is some pretty important stuff here. So Eileen is here tonight, and she's in the first picture with us with the food. I just want to give a big, 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 big clap to Eileen for all the food. We got to eat her lovely gourmet meals the entire trail. She worked hard over a year and a half to make all these beautiful meals you will see us standing in front of, and all in the resupply boxes there. We also had some donations come in from Winter Ridge. Vanessa over at Winter Ridge worked to get us some great donations as well, and some ramen people reached out. We did a little ramen taste test, and they saw it on our social media and was like, do you want us to hook you up? We said yes.
So with that, on a hike, you got to have somebody that will take care of everything for you back at home, and that was my mom. And
she's right
she's here
here
tonight.
Sue!
Go, Mom. She had no idea that her picture was going to be up here. So she was at home, and she handed out all the resupply boxes to the people that were our friends that were delivering to us, take stuff to the post office to be shipped, any kind of gear adjustment. She was on it. So thank you, Mom.
Yeah, thank you.
Our gear was a mixture of kind of like backpacking gear and some of the ultralight. We weren't super ultralight. Your base weight is, your base weight is everything that you have on you and in your back except for food and water, and that varies as you travel along. So our packs were roughly around 20 pounds, our base weight. When we started in the Wahi Desert, we had 5 liters of water, which was a little over 11 pounds to add onto that. And we had 6 days of food to start with. So we were pushing probably around 35 to 40 pounds, give or take.
Yeah, and if you guys back there, there's our gear. We did bring all of our gear, and it does stink. I'm sorry, Kelly and Darren, you're sitting right by it. We didn't get a chance to wash it. It's right off the trail. But there is a pack I made up to show you guys what 4 days worth, so you could like feel how heavy the pack was. And some of our longest carries were about 14 days. So if anybody wants to check out the gear or has gear questions, we love talking gear.
So our neighbors, Dennis and Josie Buckmiller, drove us down. And the first day out, we had to stash water. In each spot, we had 5 gallons, and they were spaced out every 15 to 17 miles. You have to bury them. And it was a hot day. We had Tammy and Casey that also hiked the Idaho Centennial Trail, but were, because of fire, had to get off. So.
Yeah, so our neighbors, Dennis and Josie, are in the audience tonight. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
And Dennis made a beautiful bench over there, and there's a great story with it. It's on our silent auction table. It's beautiful. We're so thankful. Thank you guys so much.
And thank you for mowing our yard all summer.
Woohoo! It
Yes.
looked great. It's never looked better.
Yes. Dennis and them giving us our send-off.
Woo! Okay, we love this picture of Dennis, and remember this because towards the end of the slideshow, there's someone else doing that pose as an honor to Dennis.
Yes. So when we left them, we hiked down to the start point on the Nevada border, and it is flat. So
that's us in that
yes.
little lonely tent.
Yes.
Nobody other out there, no other trail people, just us.
So in this picture, I do have to point this out quick. That mountain in Durbridge with mountains in the background, you can see that it's so flat for like 50 miles. You think you're going to be away from it forever, and it is there.
Nope. Every time we turn around, we're like, they're still there.
Yes.
Yeah, it took a long time. And then what else does the desert have? Well, let us tell you. The first thing we saw was this little clip. If you look closely, it's a rattlesnake. So you have to watch out for the little rattlesnakes, and some aren't so little.
You want to tell them about your first experience?
Yeah, so my first scary experience was we were camping in the Wahi Desert. I got out late at night to use the bathroom, forgot about the snakes. Matt's like, oh, you need a light. And he went to shine the light as I was taking down to go pee, and he said, don't. And there was literally a rattlesnake right where I was going to pee. So he literally saved my tush. Yeah. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. So as you're going along, there's a lot of free-range cattle out there. So you are going through small herds of them. They'll be right in the middle. You have to go over a lot of cattle grates, and there's barbed wire fences, gates that you have to take down and put back up. So.
Yeah, open and close each gate. We did ask our fellow hikers, Tammy and Casey, who we mentioned in the water cache. She had grown up down here. What do you do when the cows don't move? They're kind of scary, especially when they have babies.
So this trail, you're going 60 miles from the Nevada border all the way to a point called Bruno Overlook, which you'll see a picture in a bit. But you are not actually in the wilderness. You're on a dirt road that follows it for 60 miles. And this is, on the one picture, is the only point where you get to peek and take a look at it. So you're actually just hiking in sagebrush for a long time.
This is us early morning. The only time you could hike in the desert was super early morning. And we found that I was getting really sunburned and had blisters. There's no shade in the desert. And we started during that heat wave that you all remember at the end of June. We put our thermometer out at one point on the ground and like it read 120 something. And there's no shade. The first shade tree was 46 miles in.
46 miles, yes. At Poison Creek.
Yeah, Poison Creek. You think I'm going to sit under that tree at Poison Creek? You know what else was under there? Cow bones. Tons of them. So we did not sit under the first shade tree in 46 miles.
So it was really quite severe where there was a point where before we got to this place called Winter Camp coming up that Justine was starting to get the chills and she was starting to go down. So it was kind of a hard push. Don't recommend doing that in the heat wave.
So when we got to this area, after a really hard day for me, and Matt's right, I was getting severely dehydrated. We were taking drinks of our last water. We had maybe a half a bottle left. I would take a drink every 15 minutes. And I knew it was serious when I looked at him and I said, okay, it's been 15 minutes. He's like, it's been only 5. So we got our first aid kit. Thanks, Amy Midstock, for the first aid help. Woo woo! So we got some stuff out of our first aid, and Matt took really good care of me, and I was able to make it to this place here, where as you can see the beautiful shade, the lovely. Oh, and here's me looking good. So my lip in that morning from the sun was damaged somehow and blew up like 5 times its normal size. It was like Puff Daddy. I couldn't even like move my lip. And my legs had all kinds of severe like bumps and
You
sunburn
had
rash.
heat rash real bad and a real bad sunburn too.
Yeah, it was bad. It just even in the shade you would get burnt in the desert. So obviously you could see we chilled for a while here.
Yeah. So we decided to spend the night and spend all next day, do some laundry. There is cattle upstream, so we had to filter our water twice because it was yellow.
3 times.
3 times. We even filtered our water to do our laundry. It's like, but we had shade.
And water.
And water. We stayed here all that next day, and then the next night we head out and we hiked overnight, get out of the sun. This is a old homestead that's there. It's pretty amazing.
Well, while we're at the old homestead too, here's some grasshoppers going wild. I just want to mention, yeah, it was wild. I wish you guys could hear the noise. We had to mute it. But when winter camp, just really quick, we were sitting there, and we are in an Air Force bombing range. And in the area, it warns you that things may fall from the sky. And you may hear things. So we're sitting at winter camp. I'm loving the shade and the water. Matt, take it away.
And there was an explosion that ripped through us. Like,
Oh,
you would not
loud.
believe. It was, yeah.
You felt it in your heart. And I
Yeah.
was like, honey, what was that? He's like, they dropped a bomb.
There was 2 of them, and it just, yeah. It's a little nerve-wracking because that was probably with the first half hour we were there. Oh, man. So, you know, the house was still there, so we knew we were good to go.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. So we started doing the night hike, and it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, they have a little box to sign in, but we were actually heading the other way, so we signed out.
Yes.
But yeah.
So this is Bruno Overlook, and that's actually part of the wilderness area. And we got there pretty early, and we made breakfast. And it is where we ended up spending the entire day because it's the only place that we could find shade and get out of the sun.
So we followed the shade. In this video, you'll see me that Matt captured while I was laying down. No joke. You had to follow the shade. Look how burned my legs are. I was getting burned in the shade. It was so hot, and you just couldn't cool off.
Yeah. So a friend was nearby and came and got us.
With cold drinks.
Cold drinks. After about 8 hours of sitting in the sun. Here's
Erica, are you here, Erica? If you are, thank you for helping us out and
Yes.
rescuing us. And she also got us an Airbnb. And being a nurse, she took good care of us.
Yes. Let Justine recover for a few days with her feet and sunburn and heat rash. So.
Yeah, she made me have Epsom salts and put my foot in great things, and it was awesome.
Yes. So after a couple days, we headed back out and we went on a 27-mile night hike, and this is kind of the beginning of it.
And for those of you that can't read this in the back, it says, warning, this road crosses U.S. Air Force bombing range for the next 12 miles. Objects may fall from aircraft. And then they weren't joking.
No, you could actually, when we were at the pit toilet, you could hear strafing all day. So.
Roads that go on in the desert roads.
Yeah. So another interesting thing is once it got dark, we were hiking through, and there was a huge flash in the sky in front of us, and it was a fireball basically falling out of the sky, and it turned out to be a meteor, and it was pretty scary. It looked like it was right in front of us, and we actually thought that the grasses were going to catch on fire. It was that close, and that was, well, technically the 4th of July at that point.
Yeah, I ducked.
Yeah.
I was like, duck and cover.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was scary.
Yeah.
But this is a Snake River.
Yeah.
And these are the birds in the morning. We just wanted to show you guys like super early, nobody out, all the swallows.
It's absolutely beautiful. Here we are coming into Hammett.
This is our first resupply.
Yeah. We stayed there for 2 days and then headed out. This is actually where you're crossing the Oregon Trail, which you crossed twice, and we're heading into an area that's the wind farm.
Road walking,
Yes.
hot. You weren't really out of the desert then.
No. So it was so hot about mid-morning, we got to the windmill farm and decided to stay and follow the shade of the windmill all day because it was brutal.
Yeah, you couldn't even get it. Yeah.
No, and some other hikers had told us that somebody had come along because they had also were taking refuge in the shade, and what nuts and bolts will fall out of the sky.
Will fall out of the windmills, and that it's not good to sit under the windmills. So anyone listening to this that's thinking of hiking the ICT, do not sit under the windmills.
No. So it's pretty diverse area, like this next stretch from Hammett all the way to Atlanta. The scenery changes. You'll be in the desert, and then it'll get to the high plateau and then turn back into desert. It's pretty amazing.
Just going to show you some scenery pictures. And you're still on a road a lot of the time. If you guys can see that, we're still like following old roads mostly.
So,
hashtag Sage for Days.
Sage for Days, yeah.
We started to get silly, so we started to come up with funny things. I'm like, can we just hashtag this desert section Sage for Days? And we also came up with a word for snakes. So when we said snake, it wasn't really working well. So we came up with like another name for snakes, and that meant snakes.
Snickers.
Snickers.
Yes.
So if you,
it's the whole hey bear theory, and then you actually see the bear, and you say, oh, there's a bear, and nobody believes you. So.
Snakes were Snickers.
Yes, we entered the Boise National Forest, and our first pine tree was after 125 miles, and it was such a nice sight.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
part of the problem is when you're in this area, you're not really in the woods. You're road hiking, and it's all in private land. So even though there's trees over there, we can't get to them. So we would be hiking along, and it was super hot. And like this is brush that's maybe 6 feet high that we burrowed into and stayed for probably about 7 hours.
In a ditch, yeah, people driving by really fast. And I can't believe I'm smiling here. I was miserable. It was so hot. I couldn't even like walk any further.
So this was a water resupply. Oh yeah, umbrellas. Our water resupply. Thank you to Rainbow and Matt for stashing all our water. And this is Tammy and Casey. It's actually, they started the same day that we did, and it might be the only other people that started in the same day.
Yeah, and Rainbow and Matt were section hiking it. We had, you know, when you meet a lot of people on the trail, you become like a trail family. And this year, I guess, I heard there was 13 attempts to, this was the most in 1 year on the ICT. So we had great fellow hikers and just support, and it was really great.
Yeah, that previous picture where Justine was laying down, we were taking a break under some aspen trees, and it was just amazing.
The sound of the aspen. Here's some nature shots, just beautiful. Yeah. Our lonely tent.
Yes.
This is one of our favorites, but it also was a day that meant, wait, that looks like a smoky sun. So this was the first day we knew it was going to be a lot of fires, and that was our first, like, yeah. It's going to happen.
I know. So eventually, after 140 miles of road walking, you get to Hunter Creek Transfer Camp, and you actually hit a trail for the first time, and it's a really good feeling. We're actually getting to a place where there is some trees and actually some grass.
Here's some bushwhacking. Watch for me coming out of the bushes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, this section has lots of valleys, lots of stream crossing. There's like 27 stream crossings in one stretch.
Yes, along the North Fork of Lime Creek, if I'm not mistaken. But you have.
Don't look at my face.
You have shade for the first time, really solid shade, and you're just so thankful. There's shade. You actually have some cold water that you get to drink, and that is a world of difference.
Yeah, I started to become happier.
Yeah, it's a huge morale boost. And we come down out of the mountains, and we are at the South Fork of the Boise River.
Yeah, that's super exciting. We knew we were getting somewhere, and yeah, just want to back up for 1 minute. Something that we started to notice in this section were black flies. I don't know how many of you have just spent one night or 2 hours with black flies. They literally were surrounding us in our ears, making noise, being annoying, biting us. it was like the worst thing. Our other fellow ICT hiker, Tammy, said that she ended up throwing things at him and was super disgusted. So we got fly swatters in our next resupply.
Yes. We love sawtooths. So this is us hiking up along Willow Creek, and it's kind of a series of the first where you're starting to hike along a river. Either we're hiking from the headwaters to the end, or vice versa. Going up and down valleys is pretty amazing.
I call this Hummingbird Valley. I know a few of you saw a very vulnerable post I put on as a story. I immediately got rid of it afterwards. But it was just hard for me, and I guess that's good to be vulnerable. I'm not saying that's not you should post, but it was just a special moment for me because the higher up in elevation you go, the more wildflowers and spring becomes again. And they're literally, I tried to get pictures, but you guys know those hummingbirds are fast, and they were all over in this field. So Matt told me, take your time, sit with your writing and have that moment. So this was one of the first moments I really did a lot of grieving and sitting with the pain of Ethan's death and sitting in this beautiful field and thinking about him when he was little and thinking about him and Cora playing at the different houses we lived in and just our story. And nature will do that. Nature brings out the best grieving moments. I think we should all get sabbaticals when we're grieving and go into the woods.
So
yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
This is the high point on the ICT. It is at 9,200 feet, and so we're able to take a break. And this is a wonderful picture of what spending the night at the elevation does for you.
Puff balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to in about 20 years. Plus gray hair, maybe a little more.
No, we were so puffy. The elevation definitely was like playing with everything, our food and our faces and everything.
So this is where we're starting to enter into the Sawtooth National Forest. And we did a hike, I think it was about 18 miles out when we were pushing for Atlanta.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have any of you heard of Atlanta? Just raise your hand. I'm just curious. Yeah, a few people. Yeah, it's a really small community. I had never heard of it till Matt told me we're going to be going through it. So I think 38 residents.
Yes, I kind of made her go to that one because of PBS, but
yeah, it was actually 13 miles out of the way, everybody. 13 miles with that pack in the back.
Yeah, so she was a trooper about that, which is where we had our first bear encounter. We actually had to get the bear spray out. We didn't have to use it, but it was,
it was scary. Not all bears back down for all of you. Probably have their own bear stories, but this one was not backing down, so we actually had to back out. It was coming down onto the trail towards us. We had scared it. The wind it must not have got our scent, and we came around a corner, and it was startled, and it was a cinnamon bear.
Yes. So this is part of Atlanta. It was a town that was kind of founded during the time of the Civil War, and they thought that the South was going to win, hence Atlanta.
And it's small. Lots of history there, worth checking out. They have a little beaver lodge that you can see here, and good food, and a little cabin we stayed in.
Yeah, luckily we were able to do laundry after 8 days.
Yeah, no laundry service, so the bathtub works wonders. And our trekking poles were our drying poles. Yeah.
So on the trail, you pretty much are working all the time. You rest, but you're always kind of like doing chores. You always got to get ready.
Wait, when do you rest?
Yeah, you got to get ready for the next day.
Amy, where's Amy? Amy, hi, Amy. So this is Amy Mistock. She came in and brought us a resupply, which was amazing having her there. It was our first, after Erica, person we saw next from Sandpoint, so it was great. And her dog, Freya. And they joined us for a day on the trail and overnight, and she wrote a piece in the Spokesman about our trip, and it's a beautiful piece. Thank you, Amy. That was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. So we just entered the actual Sawtooth Wilderness again, and we're heading towards a little town called Grand Drain. And after we had left Amy, we saw no one until about 5 miles outside of Grand Drain. So we had, 5 days of hiking? 4 or 5 days hiking with nobody.
Nobody, guys. Nobody. We didn't see a single soul out there. As you can see, though, a lot of our photos from here on will have smoke. And that was hard for me. I was kind of bummed because, obviously, we're in the Sawtooth. I've never seen them. And here we go. I can't see behind the mountains. So
They were breathtaking.
we did get some sunny days, though, like that one.
So this is a lake that we camped at. There were 6 lakes here in a row and nobody. So in this area, I know, I don't want to tell people sometimes
It's hard to
about
get
it.
to, guys. It's really hard to get to. It's in the middle of nowhere, the way you're going in. So, yeah.
But this area is, if you're looking at the map, it's like the southeast western section of it. It is worth every step.
We slept by waterfalls. Great bridges.
Yes. And now we're entering Grand Jean, which we thought it was going to be a town, and it's not. There is the Sawtooth Lodge.
Here's the Sawtooth Lodge for all of you. There's the lodge. It's a great little restaurant in there and some gear you can buy with T-shirts and...
Huckleberry ice cream.
Yeah, Huckleberry milkshakes where it was at here.
And they do have hot springs. And there's one here, pool, but they also have natural ones nearby. So they have little cabins you can rent. It's really a beautiful area.
We really recommend it. It was a beautiful place. There's great everything there. And it's really gives you that back country. Just, it's rustic and cool. And
Old Idaho.
yeah, yeah.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
So as we were going through, we went through a lot of burned out areas. And so they had some wonderful signs saying you're going at your own risk. So from Grand Jean, we headed towards Stanley, and we pushed through in a day. You can't see in any of these pictures,
We
but
did like 19 miles that day. We really wanted to
Yeah.
get to Stanley and have a bed
yeah,
and a shower. And so, yeah, we pushed through that day.
yeah. This is Stanley Lake, and there was a bear in the area, which we had to camp at.
And we had to set up in the dark, and everything that moved, I was like, what was that? What was that?
Somebody was not happy that night.
Nope, and it was raining. Not happy. This is the Sawtooth Hotel. It's a really cool historic hotel in Stanley. Again, highly recommend. Our friend, we befriended Kelly, the owner. Not only did she find a room from us from cancellation, she also worked with Amy. Amy called her and was able to secure us a room. Thank you, Amy. There's nothing like a historic hotel with showers and just beautiful people and a great restaurant there as well. But Kelly, one great thing is when we got there, we asked her, does Stanley have any laundry? And she's like, no. She's like, but let me see if my housekeeping's done. You guys can use mine in the back. So we got to do our laundry.
We did. And our favorite place, I think, to
Look
eat
at
in
Matt's
the
eyes.
entire place. This is the bakery in Stanley. And
Amazing.
this is where we started eating 2 breakfasts at every meal.
And cinnamon rolls.
The cinnamon rolls and pastries. It
And
is.
scones.
Yes. And so,
Croissants.
yeah. And so when we're walking into towns, you look kind of grungy. You stink. You got your backpacks. And some of the tourists really don't talk to you. And more of the locals do. But we had our backpacks, and we were sitting eating our last breakfast there. And this gentleman and his wife, Ted, were sitting next to us. And he offered us a ride. He's like, what is your story?
Yeah, tell us your story. And he's like, I'll give you guys a ride back to the trail. You don't need to walk on the highway. So thanks, Ted. And his fiance was Colleen. And he had a connection to Sandpoint. By the way, every person we met had a connection to Sandpoint. It was really cool. His boss lives here in Sandpoint. So.
Yes. Is that Reed Treadaway? Yeah.
Small world.
Yes. So we are entering the Frank Church of No Return.
Yeah, love the Frank Church. Have any of you been to the Frank Church? Oh my gosh, yes, it is where it's at. I loved it for many reasons.
Yes. So this part of the trail was amazing because it was really well taken care of, and we were following Mattingly Creek, which is part of the headwaters of the Middle Fork of the Salmon, and it dumps in with Bear Creek, and that's where it's formed. Highly recommend that area too.
Yeah, I loved all the bridges. We started having these funny bridges stances we would do. You'll see me on lots of bridges and Matt with our poles all wild.
Yeah.
We love bridges.
So this part of the trail is where it becomes harder. The trail, it follows the river, and so you're constantly going up and down and around cliffs. There's areas that it's like a loose the
It's like slide area,
slides,
literally.
yeah, or slide it out, and so you're stepping, and the whole mountainside it moves with you, and you're high enough up that there's nothing there that if you fall, you're just going to roll to the river, and it's not going to be pretty, or off a cliff.
It was
So,
scary. For me, that's scared of heights, I had to just sing myself a little song like, it's okay, this is great, this is awesome, we're crossing. And I just like literally would look at Matt's back and just keep going. I followed his trail. We had a thing where we couldn't look at each other because if like somebody even turned around, your bag could swap. It just wouldn't be good. So that was challenging.
So this is Dagger Falls, and it's a fishway, and it's our first official picnic table, which was pretty amazing.
Yes, we have this joke at the end of the trail. We're like, which would you rather have, a pit toilet or picnic table? Guess what it was? Picnic table.
Picnic table.
There's order. There's a seat. We love it.
Yeah. So this is a place also where some hikers walked through in the morning, and so they were going rafting, and they had passed through, asked about the falls, and we thought that was it. And a couple hours later, we hiked past the put in for the Middle Fork of the Salmon, and they were here down below.
Waving to us. We're like, who are those people?
Yes.
Oh, it's the people that walk through our campsite. And you guys see that cute little fox? He was so cute.
Yes.
I saw him in the morning. Sorry, it's probably hard to see way back there, but there is a really cute fox checking us out right there.
So this is kind of a, because, well, everybody knows, we had a lot of fires this year, and since after we had hiked this place burned. This is pretty sad. I don't know to what extent, but yeah. This is Charles and Angie that we met, and they were doing about a 200-mile stretch, and they're really kind of, besides Tammy and Casey, the only other backpackers that we met along the way. So we had a chat for about an hour.
Yeah. Louder.
Thank you.
And as you can see, we're going through a lot more burned areas. A lot of the trail was burned. There's a lot of burned areas through the whole state.
Those burned areas are pretty harsh because there's no trees. The soil's washed away, so you kind of have a sand in those areas, and it's just like being back out in the desert where it's just there's no shade.
Yeah. Very hot.
So we got to our first campsite along the Middle Fork, and these are some rafters that we ended up. The people that we had met earlier.
Yeah, and what was funny is, back up a second, Charles and Angie said, oh gosh, rafters love to feed hikers. They don't see hikers much out here. If you see rafters, they will feed you. And they weren't joking. These guys had like caprese. Okay, one of the rafters that's watching from Sitka, Alaska just said it was so fun to meet you here. So that's Mary. We love you, ladies. But yeah, they fed us well. They were full of wisdom. They were inspiring. You know, there was Idaho folks that were on this private tour, and 3 ladies from Sitka, which are all on tonight. We've befriended and actually Zoomed them a couple months ago when we got back.
Yes, so we're getting to that part.
We're getting to the chocolate mousse.
Here we had brats and tortellini, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, with like freaking fresh mozzarella
Yeah,
and tomatoes and yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
The hot springs.
The hot springs, which they talked me into. I wasn't going to go there. I was like, I don't know, the heat, the hot. They're like, come on, Justine, it'll be so good for you. So I got in with the 3 ladies, and it was amazing.
It was. So there, let's see, what else is along the North Fork? There's ticks. There's plenty of ticks out there.
Oh, yeah, ticks. Oh. Yeah. Poor Matt had to pull them all off himself. I was gagging.
Yeah. So there was a section like this that we were crossing, and is that a tick on the back of your leg? I'm like, I don't know. So I kind of look, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's in there. She's like,
Don't stop. Keep walking.
Yeah, I'm like, we got to go down here and take it out. So I get down there. I'm like, okay, I pull it out. She's like, nah.
I can't.
So I pull it out, and I drop my shorts because I got to check for everything else. And I had one on the back of my
Yep, he had a few. Just to say,
cheek.
without going into detail, it might get a little graphic. But there
Yeah.
was a few ticks.
So I learned to do hot yoga in the middle of nowhere because somebody didn't want to help me out.
No. Sorry. Yeah. Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problems, honey. Luckily, I didn't have any ticks. Made me pull them off myself.
Yeah. So this is just a little cabin out, Joe Bump.
Lots of
in the corner.
history out in the Middle Fork. Lots of
Yes.
cool sights.
Yes. This grave, I remember his middle name was Set Trigger, his nickname.
Set trigger. Yeah, his horseshoes there. Too.
So this is the commercial rafting company,
I
and
think it's a Middle Fork. I think they're based in Sandpoint.
yes,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, one of their guys yelled out at us like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" We're like hiking the ICTs. Like, good on you, man. So we like those Middle Fork people. He was really nice.
yes. This is one of those areas you can't tell very well, but it was scary because of the slides. This is one of
You
those
kinda
places.
see,
Yeah, we're like, we're not telling our moms about this part until after
Yet.
the trip.
Don't worry, Sue. You know now.
Yeah.
My mom's watching. She knows.
Yes,
Yeah.
this was a long day, and we had went to a camp, and
Is that
there's our
chocolate
friends
mousse?
again.
There's our chocolate mousse that they wanted us to tell you guys about.
Yeah.
This had been a really hard day, a really long hike. And if any of you are wondering how rafters didn't beat us down the river, it was at like record low. They were pulling their rafts basically in rocks and had a miserable, hard time that first few miles on the river. So we were able to catch up. We did not think we'd see him again. So this was our third time. Yeah, third time. And here's the ladies from Alaska.
Yes.
Woo!
Hello.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. There's so
Yes.
many great things.
So we stayed the night with them there, and what happened? The next day we woke up, and Justine tells me,
Hey, so Ellie, the daughter of the gentleman guiding the trip, says, hey, we have a proposition for you and Matt. Okay. So one of our rafters is injured. He is a doctor, so he's able to staple his foot back together, she said with a gagging face that she watched it. And she said, what do you think about, Matt seems very capable. Could he row a raft down? You guys could avoid a fire, and you could help get our food down the river and enjoy 5 days on the Middle Fork of the Salmon. What do you think?
so
Huh.
yeah, it's kind of a hard one though, because you're so focused of this is what you're going to do, your hike Nido Centennial Trail, and
It's a fundraiser.
yeah, we had to like think about it, and so we hiked to a place called Indian Creek Airport, and
We were going to meet them there,
We
and we
went
knew we
for
would
it.
beat them there because
Yeah.
the river was low, and we did. We were there
Yes.
about 45 minutes before, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we decided to go on the river.
That's us on the river. We
Yes.
did it. We said yes. Yeah. And later found out from a Salmon Forest Service gal, like, what? You guys thought about it? I've been trying to get a permit to go on the Middle Fork forever.
Yeah.
So we're glad we made that choice. We're lucky they invited us. We're so thankful we got to further get to know them, and they're like family now, river family. They said good choice on Zoom
Thank you.
tonight. Thanks, ladies and guys.
So we had
Let
a
me
lot
talk
of
about
food.
Ellie and her food and Doug. Matt, oh my gosh, wasn't it amazing? I mean, that's a quiche, you guys, on the river. We're eating quiche. They're making us like pasta pescadori and like shrimp cocktail. Like, we want to go every year with these guys. Their food was amazing. I mean, look, hello. Yeah, they're great. And it was my first time at cowboy camp. These ladies were so cool. They're just like, we don't even set up the tent. You just sleep. Right here is not cowboy camping, but our next night was. We have a picture of it too, I think. But here's the Middle Fork guy again. Good on ya.
So these bigger sweeper boats, they're rented on this river, but it's there's not enough current flow, if I'm saying that right or wrong, on the Salmon River. So it's pretty amazing to see. Kind of a step back in
The
time.
stuff they have to push down the river, everyone's gear.
Yes.
There's Matt. Some wildlife. You guys see the bear? It's just like chilling up there. We got pretty close to it, just like, hey.
Yeah.
And some, what are those again? Sheep,
Bighorn
bighorn
sheep.
sheep. Yeah, I couldn't see. They
Yeah.
look like the rocks. I don't know if you guys can see those way in the back, but yeah.
So when we first initially got to the beach, before we actually stepped on
Come
the
on,
raft,
don't these guys look fun? Hello. That's Gail, who had another connection to Sandpoint.
to who?
Eric Ridgway.
There you go.
He used to work with Eric Ridgway.
No, so they gave me about a 5-minute tour on how to raft.
Down Class 4 Rapids.
Gail,
3, 2, 1.
yeah, he kind of goes, okay, if you roll like this, roll like that if it gets worse, and roll like this if it gets worse. And I was like, okay. He's like, all right, you're good to go.
Yep, Matt had his own boat. I was in the Princess boat with a really skilled rafter named Doug. So I just got to like wave at people while he navigated these gnarly rapids. It was awesome.
And her nickname, her other trail name is River Queen.
Yeah, I just waved. It was amazing, though. Wow.
Somebody got to take a break. I worked down the river.
I just waved.
So along the trail, there's a lot of archaeological sites, and so we got to stop and take a look. So there's several along the way, and also hot springs too, which we had mentioned earlier. So
Here's
that
another
was
guy
really
from our
nice.
crew, Ryan. He was
Yes.
awesome. He had the boat to get down. You should have saw him.
This is like the pickup truck. When this guy got stuck, it was stuck. And
Yeah.
it was a lot of work to get out.
Yeah. Here's just some pictures we got along the Middle Fork. It's just stunning. All different landscape.
So there is a ranch out there called the Flying Bee, and they have a little store where you can get some extra food.
Ice cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they were out.
Oh,
Oh.
ice. Yeah. But, you know, everything out there, this is a ranch, a homestead that's in the middle of nowhere, so everything here has to be brought in by pack horse or flown in. And then that was also a time when we found out that there was rains and there was flash flood warnings coming. So we were also kind of like in a rush to get going.
Here we are rowing down the river. Oh my gosh, what a fun crew. Gosh, you guys won't believe one of the nights we walked up on them. What were they talking about? Like that box right there? What's that called? Who rafters know what that box is called? It's not called a growler. Groover,
Groover.
yes. Well, they named it a growler. So I was getting really confused about where to go the bathroom in the growler. But yes, Groover. So they got really creative. First, they were just going to leave it on the boat. We walked into it, just going to be up here on the boat. Just grab something, hold it in front of you, and go to the bathroom. I'm like, gosh, glad I'm not with these guys. I couldn't do that. Yeah.
One thing I do have to say about the river rafters, though, is there was no garbage out there, and it's so I'm so impressed. And if there was something, somebody always picked it up.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed
Very
the river.
thankful for the
and
amount of people that go
the
through
river culture.
Yeah, that area, it's amazing. So because of the fires, we didn't know what to do. So we ended up catching a ride with them into the little town of Salmon, where we spent a week trying to. Are we taking a break?
After this part, you can talk about our hotel rooms and what they look like,
Okay.
and then we're going to take a little break.
Okay, this is where we dried out because some of our gear was wet because it had rained the last day. But
And this was a hard year to get hotels because everyone's outdoors doing things with COVID. And so, like, every hotel we went to, no rooms, no rooms. We were on, like, a cancellation list. And every night, somebody wouldn't show up, and they would call us and say, you guys got a room. And, I mean, in Salmon, we stayed a week figuring out fire reroutes. So it was really great. So thank you to all those hotel people and, yeah, the hard work. But we're going to take a quick break, guys, just to let you get up and stretch your legs. And then we're going to finish our presentation and then just do a quick Q&A. It's a great time to bid on silent auction items one last time. We are going to pick those sheets up after this break. And then raffle tickets. Ask Matt and I anything. I don't know. We'll be up here with red faces. Okay, thanks, guys. Bev, maybe the lights up a little if you're able to grab a light. Coffee and dessert. Yes, please, guys, mingle a minute. And Bev, you're getting the lights. Okay, momentarily we'll have a little light. Okay, thank you. So can they see they can see the crew out here? The people on Zoom can see the people right now? Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. Wonderful. Can everybody hear us okay out there?
Got that nice, wonderful, low, David Hughes voice. You kind of, well, he kind of slouches off, so just try to remember to keep moving because you can't get
I know. Yeah.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
You're doing amazing.
Okay, good. Thanks, Matt.
Can I get you some water?
I'm
or
drinking it down right now. Yeah.
Anything for you, Matt? Okay.
I know. I think I'm gonna
Hello?
made it to that way, which I was kind of nervous about. It's going to take a while. Can I have your attention, please? We're going to restart the show in about 5 minutes if you want to try migrating back towards your spot. Thank you. Oh, she's good at that. She had texted her at home or they talked or something. So Bev loves doing that. Right. She's worked with me. Yeah. She's a very good hostess. So many people are on Zoom.
I know it's not the end, but where you guys are at Salmon there, how many miles into it?
Oh gosh.
A third?
I think we're about halfway.
Halfway now?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, but just because that, once you got past it, you haven't really thrown out where you guys are at in the sense of the overall mileage, just baseline.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the middle of the state.
Yeah. No, I got you. I just didn't know where the trail where it came out.
Yeah, so because of all the fires, we actually, when we were hiking, we decided to get on the raft because there was two major fires in front of us, the Dixie, which obliterated the trail right there. And then even if we got past that, there was a Lincoln fire. So when we were hiking, we were going to go get to this place called Chamberlain Airfield and then take this trail that we had no information on down to the Salmon. We were trying to get a jetboat ride or from airfield, hire a plane to try to get it. And it's just hard.
Yeah.
And so the rafting was really like helped us out.
Sure.
Perfect. And it's the best trail magic ever. It's just unreal. I mean, yeah. Kind of the every trail magic you get at the time is the best trail magic in the world, but that was unreal. Yeah. Have you ever been on the middle floor?
Not the middle, I've been the main a few times.
Nice.
Haven't had the luxury of getting that permit.
Yeah.
Soon.
Well, when we looked it up, and it was like $25,000 to $3,000 per person to go on the trail. Yeah. So it was just like.
Perfect.
I'm Larry Blakey. I'm a friend of Justine's a long time. I met you, I think, only once in the shop.
Yes.
But I wanted to tell you, Justine, I was with Justine a minute ago and Amy Woodstoke, and several of us were talking about your presentation. You guys are doing such a superb job right here. She was worried. I said, no, if you were professionals at this, it would be all too perfect without the humanity part. And if it were two other people in the world, you'd be bumping into each other verbally and all that. But any glitches at all are kind of part of the humor and the rest of it. You guys, I just want you to know, you guys are doing a superb job at this presentation.
No, thank
Don't
you.
stop.
Okay, thank you. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, so are you the Larry that came in for the card? That knows Cora really well?
Oh, yeah.
And came in the card saying that you were married Justine?
Yes.
Okay. She knows, Justine knows everybody. And so I'm always like, I have to have these little events because I'm like, with COVID it doesn't help because everybody's wearing face masks.
But you know what's funny? We are not social, but I have known Justine for many years, it seems. And one day, and then I get to know Cora, and one day I find out.
I need to take a picture of him and Mama.
Yeah.
And then I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I'll join you. Yes. I don't want this in the background because if you get over
No.
There you go, you did it.
Okay, last minute bidding on the silent auction, but it's dark, so I think we are done with that. Cora, would you pick up the silent auction sheets for me at each one and just hand them to Teresa? Thank you, daughter. You're the best. Thank you, everybody, for bidding on those items. Oh my gosh, wow, you guys are amazing. We so appreciate you all for being here.
Absolutely.
And Matt, I did get some feedback from people way in the back that
Talk louder.
you got to really talk into it. So Denise, Marley Morris back there. Let me see if you can hear Matt say, hello, Denise.
Hello, Denise.
Is that better? Okay, and you guys
All right.
over there, yeah, because they said they just couldn't, yeah. So we want to make sure, because Matt has great stories to tell.
Just on Tuesdays.
So, he says that after everything.
So getting back to the salmon we stayed there for a week, which was way longer than we wanted to. But we were trying to figure out how to get around the fires that were ahead of us. I am very thankful for the library. And yes, thank you, library.
Libraries were our friends.
Yes, we use them several times. The Forest Service offices are closed due to COVID, so trying to get really good maps is hard.
Yeah, remember those 106 maps we printed out? Half of those became no good anymore.
Yes. Does anybody recognize these people?
Oh, I didn't know that. We'll do it afterwards. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so Tess and Tanner, some great locals here, had heard about our trip, and I think Cora hooked me up and said, you should ask Tess and Tanner. They are river guides down there. So little did we know till it got closer that our ride back to the trailhead would be with Sandpoint locals. It was super great. We got tons of hugs. It was so great to spend some time with everybody, Woods and Suzanne and Yvette and Kelly, and it was just a great group of Sandpoint people that we got to ride on a bus for an hour and a half, and we did not sing Wheels Go Round and Round.
No.
No, they had a cool Waldorf song they sang, though, I really liked. Wasn't it someone's birthday, I remember?
It was, yes.
Yeah, we like that birthday song, you guys.
So this is right next to the Middle Fork again. So that flash flood warning had turned the actual salmon to this mud color.
Yeah, they said when we were in Salmon, the river hasn't been that high, and yeah, so we just got out in time when we got out.
We did. So we hiked 5 miles along the main salmon to a place called Horse Creek and spent the night. And there they are across the way. Sorry. Taking a
Yeah,
break.
we kept finding our Sandpoint rafters. They're like, woo! Woods is like, I'm not taking any more pictures of you.
I've
We
said
had this-
goodbye too many times.
He said goodbye too many times. That became our joke.
Yes. So the next morning we left and we crossed Horse Creek here and we head out and it was a long, hard hike.
This was a huge elevation gain. Like you literally can kind of see the trail up that side mountain, but you get out of you're pretty much going out of the valley at the river all the way up to where we needed to be.
Yes. Basically you're going from the river way down there all the way to the top. On this picture here, you can really kind of see the smoke in the background. The Dixie fire was just up the valleyways,
And that was sad.
and
All the fires were sad, but some really like places we were looking forward to seeing we couldn't go to anymore. They were just taken out. Yeah, we couldn't go get a resupply. We had to reroute some of our resupplies due to fires. The fires just kept changing things for us.
yes. So this is where we were going to take a shortcut, and it turned not to be a very good shortcut.
So
There-
Matt, yeah.
Yeah, there's no information about this trail even at the Forest Service. It's on the maps, but they're like, we don't know. Well,
So I called her when we got back from this section. I said, do not let anyone go that way. Take the other route, the long way.
so we're not lost. We know right where we're at. We know where we need to go. But 2 days later, after 6 miles,
Yeah, at one point, we just said we need to go there. Matt's like, we need to get there on top of that mountain. And I remember this one day, there's my face when I realized this. So I thought we were going at least 3 to 4 miles, and I looked down at my mileage, and after a few hours, it said 0.57. That's my 0.57 pissed off face.
she was angry.
I was angry.
But not at me. Just, you know.
Because it was my idea to hike the ICT. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. It's so steep, and there's no place to hike. We found this ridge, and I actually scraped away a flat spot for the tent. It looks a little bit flatter than it really is in this picture.
It's not flat. He moved things,
yeah.
lots of things.
And this is one of the few times in the desert we obviously couldn't hang our bear bag because there's no trees. But once we got into the woods, this is like one of the 2 times that we weren't able to hang our food, and it makes you nervous.
I did not sleep that night, even on 2 sleeping pills. Yeah, no sleep for me.
Yeah. So partway down, we came across this creek, and we took a break, well needed. And this is actually Judy's curry chicken.
That Eileen took,
Freeze-dried.
Freeze-dried, went and made and gave it to us in our resupplies. Again, having these little special treats. Yeah, right? We deserve a clap for that. Woo! Yummy food. Yeah, so this is my legs.
Yeah, we're just thankful after those 6 miles that we didn't break anything, twist anything. We got scraped up, and that was about the worst of it.
Yeah, I have no idea how we didn't break
Our morale
anything.
was low, but Justine never said she's giving up and turning back. She just kept going. She's a real trooper, trust me.
But
She's
it was
angry.
hard.
Yeah.
I was angry. Yeah, I cried. I got mad. And at one point, I didn't even know if I was crying or laughing.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Me neither. Yes.
Yeah, we were together.
So they warn you about, don't camp under dead trees,
Yeah, right. Where is that?
burned out trees. We did hear a couple burned trees fall.
So trying to find safe. Matt's all about safety, and I just have to give him a shout out for that. He's always looking out for those safety tips and kept us as safe as he could on this whole trail. So we love you, Matt. Thank you.
Nice.
There's where we're going. I'm pointing with my pole.
No, it's not.
I know, I'm just kidding. It just looked good.
So we are heading in the opposite direction of where Justine's pointing to.
That's why I'm not the navigation person. For real.
For real. So, yeah, we were going down a ridge, and there was a little bit of a trail, and this was a pretty good day. And we actually got down, and we were at the headwaters of the Selway River here, pretty close to it. We did get a drink out of a little trickle of a stream up higher. So, as we were actually on the Selway, we have a trail.
We were so excited. The only thing now we were told to watch out for is the Selway drainage has thousands of rattlesnakes. So just when you think you're like done with rattlesnakes, they come back, and they keep coming back, and they keep coming back.
Yeah.
Anyway, scary.
No, I almost stepped onto where I went to put my foot down, and it was inches away. I had one strike at me as I came around the corner. Yeah, there was several.
Yeah,
There
so
were
be
several rattled.
prepared. If you do hike this section, they weren't joking. There's lots of snakes. And I think the colder weather took some out. Like we did have some cooler weather come, and it seemed like there was less like basking in the sun. They like suntan. They get out and they just like do their snake thing in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go when it's rainy. The snakes.
Yeah. So it was pretty amazing what a bridge can do for you. Just a little bridge in the middle of nowhere. Kind of feels like humanity for a moment, and so you sit down and take a break.
And you're safe. It's like your
Yeah.
safety. I don't know. I guess a bear could still walk around that corner, but it feels safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and this is kind of the point too, where you're out there and there's nobody around for like 50 miles. Like here, you go up into the Selkirks and somebody's around pretty close. There, you're miles and miles. And it's much easier to live in that environment than once you get into town.
Has anyone been to the Magruder corridor in the room? Oh, we got one,
Yeah.
maybe 2 people, 3, yeah.
What is the Magruder Corps split?
Oh gosh, Montana? Frank Church, wait. See, no direction. Matt, you take it over.
It splits the Frank Church of No Return and the Selway
Yeah,
Bitterroot
that's right.
Wilderness areas. And it's the only road that goes east or west in this whole area.
In the wilderness area, yeah.
Yes. There's one little section here along the Selway River that does go north for about 15 miles, and we followed it because it's part of it.
Yeah, and leading up to our next hike, this is Keith and Patrick. We thought this was a ranger house, so we walked up to the door, and I thought, well, we can ask them some questions. It was these 2 guys fly fishing from Montana, and one of them, maybe both, are on tonight. So hello. And they were cooking, and they said, "Where did you guys come from?" We're like, "That way." And they said, "Are you guys hungry?" We're like, "Yeah. Here's some lamb burgers. Go ahead and grill yourself up some. Here's some fresh tomatoes from the garden." This was like heaven. Oh, and yeah, they took our trash, guys. Don't forget, on through hikes, there's no one to take your trash. You're carrying your stinky, gross, disgusting garbage for days, and these guys took it for us.
Yes. So the good part about this is we were able to stay at a couple campgrounds.
We got to see Matt's legs.
Oh, dirty legs.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry. I don't know.
I know, right?
The screen was blinking.
Are we good? Is the screen blinking anymore?
Okay. So this is Paradise Campground.
Okay, we got to speed it up a little.
Yeah. So along the way, in this section, there's like little ranger outposts every 15 miles or so.
We did
And,
laundry.
Yeah, there's a campground, and we had it all to ourselves. It was amazing.
Yeah, we did laundry there while we were there. We loved it. We're getting into the Selway Bitterroot Wilderness. Get my notes. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, it's your turn. Go, introvert.
I'm going. Yeah. So this is usually normally where the rafters pop onto the river. We missed that season. Otherwise, there might be more people out there. This is actually where the trail got better, too. We were able to make up a little bit of time. So pack horses are a pretty big thing out there, and they're the ones that actually help keep the trails in good shape, and the outfitters. And so there's the pack bridges everywhere, and it's pretty amazing. I kind of got sucked into the whole pack bridge and pack horses. It's
When we got back, he wanted a horse.
Yeah.
I said, "Where's it going to live?"
Well, actually, in Salmon, I was looking at horses on how to get home.
Because of fires.
Yes. So there are some of these ranches out there in the middle of nowhere, and I can't remember.
Yeah, just some private ranches we walked by.
Yeah. So we made it to Sheer Airfield, and there was a couple gentlemen that were here that had been floating. They made it 13 miles in 1 week because the river is so low.
Yeah.
And they needed to be flown out, and this is Mike.
Yep. And Jim.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing watching the plane come in. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, and Mike is the pilot from Gem Air. He's really awesome too. I think he's listening tonight. He was going to try. So, hi, Mike.
Welcome to Gem Air. This is the 4 surface cabins at the airfield. Pretty amazing.
Yeah, they were great. More just beautiful views walking along.
Yeah.
Oh, I told you, bridge stance. Woo! They get more fun as you're more tired. That was like my Princess Bride. I kill your father, prepare to die.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love Princess Bride, so I did some of those. Yeah. Oh, this is a special moment.
Yes.
Lots of special here. Uh-oh. This is where it gets scary. We got to go faster. Okay.
Oh.
Is your batteries going? Okay, hi, Judy. Judy knows too. Okay.
Judy
That means
knows
we have to talk
everything.
faster.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Okay. It's okay. That one down there. Yeah. No. Right there. Yeah, right there. Yeah. Are we back up? Oh. Should I just talk about this? Because you guys are going to see the slide in a minute while they figure it out. So Moose Creek, this is where we're at now. It's a historic ranger station, and we had a local pilot offer to, should I keep talking? Okay, local pilot offered to bring in our resupply because there's a airfield there. And is everyone okay there? Sorry, but there's an ambulance outside. Okay. Sorry, I get scared. Everyone's okay. Okay, so Moose Creek. Oh gosh, the lights are on the screen. Sorry. Oh. Okay, keep telling the story. Okay, yeah, keep the audience entertained so you guys don't leave. Okay, so Moose Creek. Have any of you been to Moose Creek Ranger Station in the Selway? Oh yeah, we have somebody. It's great. It's really cool. It's definitely a place I would recommend like hiking into. The girl there, Jen, and her kids volunteer with the Frank Church Wilderness Group, I believe it's through, and she was very helpful in guiding us with some good hikes and or some good campsites for that night. But let's go back to this resupply. So the resupply was getting flown in from a local pilot, and the smoke was so bad, he's like, I actually don't know if there'll be a window that I'll be able to get in and give you guys that resupply. So then Matt and I, a couple days ahead of time, started rationing our food, because at this point, we were on a 14-day, our longest one, and we didn't have enough food. So thank goodness when we got there, he had a little window of opportunity and was able to fly in our resupply box. However, when I got my resupply box, and it was so beautiful because everyone here at Tango wrote on it, and he wrote on it, and there's just all these beautiful messages. There was a really bad storm coming in, and it was really windy. It was really scary for me, and it was going to pour, and we weren't even close to like setting up or anything. So sorry guys, it's really hard to focus when they're up here talking. I'm like, oh. Sorry, I'm trying. And I keep losing it because I'm like watching over here. But basically, we had to set up in the rain. I got in the tent, and I just like lost control. I was crying so much. It was like a disaster. There was water everywhere. Everything was wet. I was exhausted. Everything hurt. My back was spasming. It was really bad. So that was a really hard moment for me. But getting back on, we're going to get this. I know we're getting close. I know it. Because I can't see where we're going. Okay. Oh, almost. What it keeps, yeah, something's. Oh, it's the cord. Okay. So we'll just go really fast. Oops, we're back at the beginning. Oh yeah, Moose Creek. This is some of the cabins we took pictures of. Yeah, thanks Jen for, all your great. Yeah, thanks Judy. We'll start speeding this up a little bit. So there's our box with everyone signing. The next one is Matt's mom handing the box off to Scott, our pilot, local pilot. He's the one that donated the flights over there. The flight to Priest Lake. Woohoo!
Yes.
Thanks for saving us. We didn't starve.
Yes, thank you, Scott. Okay. So Moose Creek Airfield was one of my favorite places on the entire journey. Because of fire reroutes, I didn't get to see some other places, but that place was amazing. Definitely will go back there in the future. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to turn off.
Yeah, I know. So we're in the Selway.
Yeah.
We're walking.
Yeah. So this section, this section from Moose Creek Ranger Station has improved tenfold, and because this is where the most people are at, and so we were able to start making some really good time.
Yeah, this is just some photos we want to show you guys. Just like some of the trails. Really good trail because of pack horses. Thank you, pack horses. It's a disappearing thing, and we need to bring it back because the trails are really kept alive that way in Idaho. Those
Absolutely.
pack horses.
And you would be amazed where they go. We're scared walking. I can't imagine being on a mule or a horse on those things.
But yay, horses and mules.
Yes.
Trail cruise. Yep.
Yes.
Sorry, we're paused. Our poor Zoom audience are probably like, oh, what's going on? Sorry, Mom. Your screen sharing is paused. Sorry, guys, we got to minimize. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just going to blab. Let's see, where are we going to go? Oh, we met a fish and game warden. That was really cool. So it was my first hitchhiking experience. There was this bad storm coming, and my brother had been following us on the Garmin and pre-booked us a room in, what was that lodge called, honey? The lodge, that little lodge, that small one. Three Rivers Resort. Has anyone stayed there? Yeah, that's where we stayed. But anyway, yeah, we were hitchhiking, and he was the one that came to our rescue, and I thought we were going to be in trouble. I'm like, I don't ever hitchhike. I'm sorry. Yeah, but he gave us a ride.
Yeah, did you tell him about the deer?
No, he said, but there's a dead deer. We have this rotting disease down here, and I just got a dead deer. There's guts, but if you guys are cool with that. I was like, yeah.
Smells
Well,
really bad.
So did we. So
There was no actual dead deer in the back of the truck. So they have the,
it was just guts.
is it the Wasting's disease down there for the deer? It's really sad. And
So yeah,
here
he is really
here.
cool. This is
Yeah.
Michael, the game warden guy.
Yes.
He's like, wait, he stops like when he gets us in the back of his truck. He's like, do you guys have any warrants? Are you guys are in any trouble?
Yes.
He goes, so should I put the handcuffs on you? It might make things look more interesting. Because everyone was staring at us in the back of his game warden truck. We're like, no, we don't. We're good people.
We get there and he gets out of the truck and he's like, for 3 easy payments of $69.95, you can have your packs back.
Yeah, he had a great sense of humor. He was really fun.
Yes.
And this is, oh, sorry, we're getting that sorted out. He's going to get the, they still don't have us on Zoom figured out. Okay, wrong screen. So yeah, Scott, a local, and the artist that I showed you guys his work, him and his wife Shelly, we wish we got a picture of her, came and gave us a resupply in Kamei, and we had hit at a powwow. There was a powwow going on. And so we got to enjoy a powwow, which was really special. I've never been to one, and it was a lot of fun, and yeah, really neat to see.
I got stuck downtown doing laundry. So when you...
No, he did go to the powwow.
I didn't
That
go to the
sounded
powwow,
bad.
but they had a parade through town, and when you go to do your laundry, you're in your rain gear, so no underwear, no t-shirt, nothing, just my rain gear, and I come out of the
Commando, honey.
laundromat, commando basically, and there's a parade going on, and I can't leave.
And
The
he's
car
stuck.
is locked in. Luckily, it was like a 10-minute parade. And
Yeah, and that's the great hotel they booked us. We felt very luxurious. It had the beautiful bathtub. And look at the floors in this place. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like we just went to England and France combined. I mean, the tub was massive.
Yes. So
There's like art. Yeah.
this is going to their first service and getting the free maps that I could get. And I pieced them all together to try to find a way back on trail. But because of more fires, we couldn't jump back on. And so I looked and found a route from Kamei all the way to Hoodoo Pass by following Forest Service roads, so we could keep going, because it was about getting home, doing our fundraiser, no matter what. We'd gotten a phone call from my mom one day, and she said it didn't matter how you got home, you just need to walk home, even if it's in Montana. And that's something that we kind of kept in mind the entire journey. Is like, we just keep going, even with the fires, we'll find a way home.
Yeah. So Matt,
Thanks, Mom.
yeah, thanks, Sue. Yeah, she's like, you're walking home. So we kept going. It kept our spirits good. Yeah.
Definitely.
So back to the map really quick, though. I just want to say, so my brother had this ongoing thing whenever we were in a hotel room. He's like, so is Matt looking at maps? So Map's trail name became Map. He didn't get it from my brother, but later down the road it became Map because he was always like, he's like, take a picture, prove it. And that was a picture I sent him saying he really is doing maps again.
True fact. So this is where the Lewis and Clark crossed. We had come across more interesting areas, and I know it's just a sign, but it was really cool to be like, okay, this is where Lewis and Clark had spent the night. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
Barbie! So these are the things you find alongside of the road. I'm sorry, she did take a little journey with us. She had cute little roller skates, and she made me happy. I was having a hard day. I was just like, Barbie's on the side of the road. Or little girl Barbie thing. I don't know what that was, but
Did that ride my pack or yours?
it did stay in your pack.
Yeah.
No more weight in mine. Yeah.
We had crossed this logging area right here, just so you never walked through a logging
I haven't.
site before.
No.
And
There's
we
other-
kind of had to like do some stealth camping because there was private property in that area. And do you remember what we saw that morning?
A fisher, right?
No.
No. A mink? No,
No.
not a mink. Is that
Close.
a thing? Or is that a coat?
Warmer.
Martin.
Hey.
Yeah, a Martin
Good job,
came
man.
up and looked in our campsite and then took off. It was awesome. It was cute. Yeah.
This was part of the Nez Perce Trail that we had crossed, which is so.
Do you guys see that LaCroix can? Okay, that was literally sitting on the side of the road unopened. I'm like, Matt,
That
Matt,
was pure gold.
Matt. We drank it. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we did. I like shook it. That thing hadn't been opened or touched. So there's a LaCroix. Yeah, that was awesome.
What flavor?
Lemon, lime, lemon, lemony.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody had spray painted these great mantras on the road in the middle of nowhere, and I thought that one was great. We're getting closer.
We are. And if you looked at the road sign, I think it said
91 miles back
something
then?
like that.
Okay,
yeah.
so yeah, 91 miles on that road being rerouted due to fires. Oh, I was feeling great that day. Whew. Yeah.
Those legs.
I know.
So an interesting part about this is there's actual claims, and this is not a very good picture of a dredge. People gold mine. So.
But it says all over. It was just like claim here, claim here. I never seen that, but that whole area had tons of claims, and yeah, you couldn't just go hang out in that area or go down by the water. So that made it kind of hard. Again, just those private property or things and reroutes that you're stuck on the road.
Yes.
But the people you meet on roads are really cool. Like these guys.
Yes.
These guys are really cool.
Mike and Florence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, like Florence and the Machines.
Yes. Mike was
Wow.
84 years old, and he was a backpacker, and they had tracked us for a few miles, trying to find us on their four-wheeler because they wanted to talk. We walked past their camp, and he said with age, you just keep going.
Yeah, he's
Don't
like,
stop.
yeah, he gave us really good wisdom, trail
Yes.
wisdom. He's like, you get our age, you just still keep going, you find ways to do it. Get out in nature. So that was really cool.
Yes. So we'd hiked along that river, and then we hit the North Fork of the Clearwater and walked along it for a few days.
91 miles. Yeah, I do remember that. And the things we saw at 91 miles, this little guy.
It is a beautiful area, and there is quite a few, what do you call it, campgrounds, and they're well
like
taken
nice
care of.
picnic tables.
And really, the bathrooms are amazing.
Yeah,
That's
somebody
what's-
takes care of those bathrooms in the North Fork. Let me tell you, there was like freaking, what are those things called? Air fresheners and extra TP and Kleenex and freaking bleach wipes. I didn't get that one, but maybe like wipe in the toilet. Yeah,
Yeah.
bleach wipes. Yeah, or the door handles. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't wipe. Okay, what is this?
This is where we got huckleberry pancakes. No, blueberry pancakes.
Yeah.
There's not a picture of it, but
Yeah, we got some trail magic. And Matt and I had just been talking that day of how we smell everyone's yummy camp food. And we're like, man, if we were doing that and we saw these two dirtbags walking by, we'd be like, come over here and eat. And nobody was offering. We were kind of sad until this guy drove up when we were in our tent. He's like, are you guys in there? And we just went to bed. It was kind of creepy. We were like, yeah. He's like, do you want some blueberry pancakes in the morning and some bacon and some grape juice? Yeah.
that's
Let me
good.
think. Yeah.
So after about 60 miles, we'd found out that there was a landslide closing the road, and a few of them. So that was kind of disheartening. And we talked to a Forest Service guy, and he's like, yeah, there's landslides. He goes, I go by them every day jogging. He couldn't tell us that we could go by them, but he said that he jogged by them every day.
So we knew we were going.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. And we could. We just got by. And they were going to start working on it the next day, which I don't think we would have been so lucky. So,
No, timing worked out good. This was like a first cold morning and
yeah, we had jackets on
since
and
the
buffs
Sawtooth.
and hats.
Yeah.
So that felt good. And who is that? Gordon, who's in here. Gordon, that's you. You're famous. Fish. Gordon and Fish literally surprised us a day early with our resupply in the North Fork. And we couldn't believe it. Like, what? Huh? Is
Yeah.
that the dog Ellie running towards us?
And hot shower.
Don't. And the first thing, yeah, he's like, hot shower or food. Like, what do you guys want? Oh, and look at this is Gordon fishing, our fishing buddy. He loves to fish, you guys. He caught some big. Oh no, I'm not supposed to tell people. He didn't catch anything. He just tried all these different flies.
I think this is in Utah right here, by the way.
Yeah, it's in Ohio
Yes.
somewhere. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we stayed with him, and then we kind of got some bad news that the trail going north was closed here due
Again.
to fire. So we hitched a ride with him. More fire closures
And
to
the
try
cool
to figure
camper.
out. Yes, to try to figure out. So we came down to Superior, Montana, where we talked to somebody at the Forest Service, and this is where they left us, and we figured out our route home. Oh no, wait, sorry. We learned that they had just opened the trail back up 3 days before, and we did not need to be there. We could have stayed on the trail, but all the information was still said it was closed. We decided to stay there and spend the day hiking to St. Regis in Montana to avoid just the smoke from the fires.
But we had to go back roads, which is really humbling. And like it's kind of like some people are really great when they drive by hikers, and others really don't care. I mean, we had a couple times where people were going like 60 on a gravel road and they just like literally dusted us out. We're just like, hey, that's not nice.
I got in trouble for being not nice to people.
Yeah,
on
I was like, they're
roads.
going to turn around, don't.
They'll shoot you. I'm
But
like,
this was really great. Some friends from Sandpoint surprised us, and we're in the area. Roger and Marcy Timlin, and came with, oh my gosh, food, and they gave us a ride to the trailhead, and it was really nice to like have some more Sandpoint people in our corner and visit. So we just really want to thank them. That was so sweet.
Absolutely. So now we're back up on the state line, which this part of the trail follows the Idaho-Montana border. Not to just Mullen, but pretty much all the way to Clark Fork.
And it's beautiful.
Absolutely. Ben?
This is Ben.
So a problem with on the state line is there's not a lot of water because you're right on a ridge line. So thankfully Ben topped us off. This is areas where we were both carrying 5 liters of water starting out. When every time we saw water, we would fill it all the way back up because you didn't know if it was going to be 30-something miles some more water.
And Ben was really great. We talked mental health again. Talking mental health on the trail is really great. He says they lose a lot of firefighters and Forest Service people to suicide, and really opened up with us, which was really important. And just talking to people and having those conversations on the trail, we had them more than you guys even can imagine. It was really great. Most people were really responsive and shared their own stories. And again, the more we talk about mental health, the more it's destigmatized and becomes an everyday, easy conversation to navigate, and more resources.
Absolutely. So at this point, I think we're about mile 700. Yeah.
I wanted to use Skittles on the rock
You
to
did.
show that I went 700 miles. You guys, he was not happy. I'm like, can we stop here? And I want to do Skittles and put them like 700 and take a picture. The Skittles kept rolling off the rock. And I did eat them. Don't worry.
It only took us 3 extra days to get where we're going. That's all right.
Oh, yeah. This is just some of the pretty scenery that we saw. Beautiful. Getting closer to our next resupply. Just these beautiful lakes. Again, not seeing anybody. We're yeah.
Yeah.
So quiet up there.
Oh, we did have some hunters. Remember the elk hunters?
Yep.
Sorry.
Did have some, and here's, more. And guess where we are here? Anybody? Wallace. Yeah, Elise, I heard that little woo-woo. Elise and Ethan showed up and brought me some cool clothes, and I could do laundry and I didn't have to go commando, so thanks for that, guys, that goodwill. And we met a through hiker, Artemis, who was doing a 2,600-mile loop, and she was going down the Idaho Centennial Trail. And our friends Pearl and John came and brought a resupply box. So it was like having all these family and friends, and Matt's son was there that we got to hug on and love on, and it really brought our spirits up. And then Ethan and Elise dropped us back off at trail. We thought it was a little detour. Yeah, sorry guys, that was a long ride, but it was super fun.
Yeah.
Getting back to the trail. Yeah, road trip. We had lots of popcorn.
Yeah. So once we got back on trail, this area you're kind of looking towards the Coeur d'Alene River, and there's some fires that were down there, and it was pretty thick smoke. There was 2 different fires going at the time. Wind had kicked up. It was pretty nerve-wracking. I wasn't using the InReach, texting my son, try to figure out and look up how close we were. Yeah. We actually had hiked so far, and we decided to jump off for a night, and we were hiking down the mountain, and Judy and Gordon came and got us.
Yeah, I was not doing well. It was so smoky. It was like not even like breathing was tricky, and it was bad. And we were close to the fire at that point, so we're like, we needed to regroup. So yeah, it was really great. Thanks, guys.
Yes, Justine does have a bit of asthma, so it's
Yeah,
important to
it was
get
not fun.
off. Yeah, and then once
It
we
was thick.
did get back on, there was a couple days there where we heard there was the planes going overhead.
You guys kind of see it up there. The planes dropping water. They were just right
Yeah.
over us. We're like, don't drop water on us. Well, maybe.
And helicopters.
And this is what a lot of the state line trail looks like up there. Lots of rocks and burned trees.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
So we did have do some filler. So on the state line trails, we had some interesting mornings. We got woke up by elk hunters at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
And we both scared each other. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm sitting there and I hear the ding, ding, ding of a car truck, and it's a guy stepping out of a pickup truck, and I'm like going, oh man, and he's hunting.
So we're like, hey, we're in here. He's like, what? Where are
Yeah.
you? Who? Where? Because we're like camouflaged in. We scared so many poor elk hunters as they scared us.
Where's your truck?
They're like, where's your truck? We're like, we're hikers. You know that saying, dirtbags? Like, we hiked the whole of Idaho? They're like, oh, what?
Yeah. So that did happen
was
a couple
cool.
times.
Cool conversations.
Yes. So we got to a point, and we were supplied by some other friends.
Yeah, our friends sitting right up here in front row, Hal and Audrey, like saved us here. And yes, totally clap for these guys. Look at that meal they made us. Okay, so Audrey's like, do you want Hal to cook? I was like, sure. And I was just thinking like a couple burgers, something easy, some hot dogs. Oh my gosh, did I write down what this is called? I might have to ask you guys again what this is called. It's like a, oh my gosh, he got it out. No, I have it here. Hal, spiced couscous salad with chicken. First of all, which was amazing. And then he made us a homemade angel food cake, and they brought us cold drinks, and they brought us our resupply box. So thank you guys. Oh my gosh,
Yes,
your
thank
meal,
you.
everything. And now Hal's on to making his own marshmallows, homemade with like coffee flavor. Oh my gosh, they were so good. He drops them off at the shop. Thanks, Hal. Okay, I won't embarrass you anymore. Sorry.
So during that time, we were walking towards some spot fires that were ahead of us, and it had kind of blown up, and it became a new fire. And we'd seen helicopters and planes hitting it all day, and the trail was going right on the bowl, on the ridge above the fire, and that's where I kind of pulled the plug and decided it was time to go. So we missed about 30 miles of that section of trail, and so we hiked down. What was this, Martin Campground?
Yeah.
Yep.
By
And-
Noxon.
By Noxon, and you can see in the background just how smoky it is. And this is where Gordon came and picked us up, took us to Clark Fork.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Gordy. And had some yummy food. He's freaking making us like frittata in the morning. Like, who does this? Oh my gosh. Gordon and Judy, both chefs. Yeah, they do it. Oh my gosh.
So there were certain parts of the journey where we kind of bagged, like from Clark Fork, because of the Trestle Creek fire, we had to reroute our area, and so it was either walk from Clark Fork into town or skip it, and we decided to skip it because it was just not safe. I don't want to walk that part of the road, so we started out by Hidden Lakes Golf Course, and we're walking, and this gentleman came and pulled us over.
Yeah, literally pulled us over. No, there was no lights involved or handcuffs. We're just kidding.
So this has become a very good friend of ours,
Yeah.
Darren.
Yeah, this is Officer
wife's Kelly.
Darren Osborne, and they're here tonight. We're so glad you guys came. And their dog, Leo.
Yes.
Yeah, he loves to trail angel. This guy is a trail angel. Oh my gosh, he loves to find hikers and give them fruit and fresh things and all the things. He said he'd been following along on our Garmin and knew we just passed his house, and he had to jump in his car and come and see us.
Yes. This is the first person on the whole trail that just showed up and goes, hey, you guys made it. And we're like, who
What?
in the hell are you?
What? Wait. What?
Yes,
Yeah, it's so awesome. We were just so, yeah, it was such a special moment for both of us. So,
definitely.
yeah. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you. So on this part, because of the private land, it's hard to find a place to sleep, set up your tent, the private land. So we got pulled out every day, and then we'd go
Go back
back.
on.
Yeah.
And that's Matt putting air in my shoes because they just weren't working so great. They were
Yeah.
getting really tore up. And Pearl met us for breakfast and took that picture. Guess where we were? Yep, Pack River store. Walked right by it.
Yeah.
And Erica just being awesome and rallying to drive us back up at 6 in the morning.
Yep. And thank you, Bing and Julia. So as we at Fault Lake, we get to Fault Lake Trailhead and had some more folks show back up into the show.
Is that Amy Midstock there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Amy.
And Fish is back.
And Fish and Erica.
There you go.
Yeah, I got this. Sorry, it's hard to see.
So this is heading up to Fault Lake. That's also in Utah.
Yeah, we trail routed. We
Yeah.
rerouted around that. Yeah.
I think, or this is Jar Bridge.
It's
I'm not
sad because we're
sure.
starting to see a lot of garbage up there, and that was never the case. So it's really sad, like people leaving toilet paper. And I want to do a cleanup up there. If anyone has interest, let me know. I'd love to go up and do a cleanup up there.
The bear boxes are full of.
Yeah, the bear
garbage.
boxes are full of garbage. It's just disgusting. It's really sad.
Yeah,
So stop doing that. Whoever's doing that.
please. This is our coldest night on the hike. It was dipped down to 28 degrees.
We woke
So-
up and there was frost inside our tent. But Fish, there he was with that smile, making his breakfast up before everyone, whistling,
Yeah.
humming. Like, I'm like, did you hear that? I think someone's awake. Here's us going up.
Yeah. So we met. Who did we meet?
Justin,
Who came to do?
drone footage.
Yes. Who is also
I
here this
studied.
night?
Yeah, Justin,
Yes.
thanks for coming. He's a Spokane fireman. So let's give him a little thank you for doing what you do.
Yes.
And he wanted to volunteer his time. I had asked him originally. I follow him on Instagram. I see that him and his wife go hiking to all these beautiful places, and he makes these great videos. And I was like, I'm just going to reach out and see if this guy will help us with some drone footage. And I said, what do you charge? And he's like, no charge. When do you need me? I'll be there tomorrow at 5 a.m. And I like your nonprofit, and I'll do this for you guys. And we were just like, what?
And he showed us the way down to Hunt Lake. I've never been down that way, and
It was gnarly. So thank you,
Yeah.
Justin. You saved our
Thank
butts
you.
that day.
definitely.
Yeah.
So you come back down off of Hunt Lake, and you head down to Priest Lake, and then you have a 20-mile road walk. And then this guy shows back up.
Wait, is that Darren Osborne again? Wait, what's in the bag, Matt?
Oh, those would be pastries from Winter Ridge.
You guys see my face there? That is a happy face. That is a very happy. What? You brought 5 pastries from Winter Ridge, and what? You're going to get us lattes?
Oh yeah, let me back up. Yeah, see the coffee there?
Yeah. Okay, those are lattes, and they're hot. And he went and drove and got those for us and brought them back. And then he drove out of his way to the campground that was closed to leave a note for the guy if anyone showed up that we had permission to camp there. And found a restroom open. So here
Yes.
we are. Thank you. Yeah. Talk about Trail Angel.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
thank you,
Thanks,
Darren.
Darren.
So we kind of like started out in the heat of the desert, in severe heat, and we ended up in the rain for the last part. So we're back at a pit toilet and eating dinner instead of breakfast.
But
this
it was
time.
lovely because it was dry.
She was so happy. I was so thankful.
I was just like, oh, look at me in that soup. I was like, yeah, it's dry. But we were soaked, and it was a hard finish for us because it's just, you imagine you have all these expectations. I guess you try not to, but they still creep in of how the ending's going to be. So this, yeah, it was pouring rain, possible snow. People were worried about us checking in. It was cold.
It was cold.
I wasn't happy.
No.
This was, yeah, we were getting close to the finish, the end of September, like
Mid-September.
15th, but it was, the weather was changing quick.
Yes.
And that morning, by the way, in the tent, Matt's taken down. I said, hey, can I get a quick picture? He didn't turn around. There was like 2 inches of rain or 3 in the tent. It was soaked. There was just like big puddles.
It was
and-
that was our last night.
yeah, I mean,
we woke up we're so happy. We were so warm and so
and then we got to
snuggled
walk
in.
through Jurassic Park. Oh, wait, this ain't Idaho. This is, yeah,
This is
this is
Oregon.
Utah. Oh, yeah, Oregon. Yeah, no, this is a great, lovely, special place.
Yes.
Getting closer. Oh, there's the Dennis pose. Dennis, that's in honor of you. There he is doing it. Look. Ah! Yeah, Dennis. And
Justine had asked me to, like, we're going like across the last bridge, and
was
it was
like,
the first thing
yeah.
that came to mind was Dennis's pose. So
yeah, so I'm like, do your last pose on the bridge, and he did the Dennis pose.
yeah,
Yeah, so this is us finishing, coming to a close.
and this is it.
This is the end. This is American Falls and Priest Lake. Yeah, we made it. There's us doing our little woohoo funny faces. Yeah. Yeah. And then,
And then it's an amazing time. This is one of the hardest pictures when I was putting this one in. I started crying when I put this picture in because it's kind of why we're all here. This is the moment where Justine is actually
yeah,
she's washing the ashes out of the bag of Ethan that she carried along the way and setting him free on the last part of the trip.
yeah, it was a really special moment. Yeah. I didn't even know Matt got that photo, and he told me he was going to put it in. So, but
Yeah.
it's super important, and I felt Ethan was honored the whole way. And it was just that moment of, yeah, at the end, and everything, you know, all the grieving, everything you've seen on the trail, all coming into one moment. It was like powerful. It was really overwhelming. Yeah. I love you. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wow. Thank you all for following along and all the support. We really couldn't have done it without you guys. Seriously, thank you guys. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Aw. Thanks, Dennis. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. We're just going to do a little Q&A. I know we've kept you guys here way too long, and it's still probably snowing. So feel free if you have to leave, like sneak out. We totally understand. But we did want to take a couple questions. I just got to get a couple microphone girls and some light on, just a little bit of light. Lydia, even if we just have one person to do it, I'm sure that's. And Mitchell, do we have any Zoom questions? Okay, no questions. Okay. So those of you on Zoom, if you had any questions, want to send through, but we're going to, does anyone in the audience, we might just do one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, take it. Yeah. Bev, can you, if anyone raises their hand, will you and Lydia go get questions? I hope somebody has questions, like one person at least, because we have two on mic. Don't be shy. Does anyone have a question? All they have to do is raise their hand, and they'll come around with a microphone if I didn't talk about something or, yeah.
I was curious if you lost any weight, Justine.
1,000
miles.
Yes, so it was crazy what the body goes through. Not only did Matt and I both lost 20 pounds, but also it was a 20-pound weight loss that I haven't experienced before because I have been 20 pounds lighter, but all the clothes even fit differently because all the muscle. Like I got into these jeans that I hadn't been able to get into forever, although they don't fit now because your metabolism stays the same and you keep eating food. So I've gained about 6 pounds back already. Yeah, so those jeans are back in the cedar chest. Yeah.
So I was wondering, I know this is, you're raising awareness for mental health. I'm wondering what your experience was both hiking and then after the fact, both of you.
Will you repeat the question one more time? Sorry.
I know you're raising mental health awareness, you know, kind of in general, and then for your son Justine. But I'm curious the experience, both of you, both during the hike, and then how it's affected you since then.
I think it was pretty amazing. It's something during the trail, just being in nature, does wonders for me and her. And as you go, it's hard being out there, but it's easier than being here. It's just very simple way of living, and I really miss that. So being back here, it's been a hard time readjusting back into society, basically. So we've been taking it slow and been aware of it, and after this slideshow, we're going to go hiking again. Yeah.
And we're going to close the blinds for a few days. But yeah, coming off the trail was the hardest for me, definitely. It was, and Matt, of course. It's so shockingly how much stuff goes on every day that it does seem way easier when you're out there in nature and able to really just have that space. So yeah, and on the trail, it challenges you in ways you've never been challenged ever. There's days that I just felt like I couldn't go on. I was crying. I wanted to quit, but you really can't. And when you have such a beautiful community behind you, helping you and giving you the extra push, it really kept me going. And Ethan kept me going, and our cause kept us going because it is so important. But yeah, I definitely broke down. I had lots of cries. That one cry I was telling you guys I had when we had technical difficulties, I was crying so hard that it did turn into a laugh, and then it went back to a cry. And then Matt opened up the resupply box in the pouring rain and his mom had made cookies. And he looks over at me, and I'm still sobbing, and there's snot everywhere. I look like a mess. And he's like, "Want a cookie?" I'm like, "What do you mean? There's cookies in there?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I'm still crying, and I'm eating my cookies. Like, "Do you want another one?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want another one." So just going with the flow of all the things you're going to feel. It's like these kind of hikes are like type 2 fun. There's beautiful moments, and then there's the hardest moments of your life.
Yeah. We ate all the cookies that night. Any more questions?
Good?
Uh-oh.
No, we have to get her microphone. Just for Zoom people. Oh, yeah.
So I'm really curious about your gear and your stuff. Did anything break? Number one. And number two, if you were gonna like change one piece of your entire system, what would it be?
Our gear held up really well. The only thing is we were using 2-liter platypus bags, and we would take our water filter, the Sawyer squeeze, and screw it to the top, and then slowly squeeze that into a different water bottle to filter it. The seals broke on both of them, and so one of them was 7 o'clock in the morning. Justine's sitting on her sit pad. She's wearing her shorts, and it's a cold morning. And I'm standing over here squeezing this bag, and it blows. 2 liters of water all over her lap. So that wasn't very fun. And she was not mad about it, so I'm like, but
Yeah, I'd say the umbrella too. One of our umbrellas, just because it was so windy in the high desert, that we used those lightweight umbrellas, which saved us. But the wind just took a hold of those, and it was really difficult to hold on. But I would have still taken it. I mean, I held that over my legs. I like grabbed that thing and hold. But one of them is broken from the hike for sure. And then I don't know if you have anything you think we would have taken or different. I feel pretty good with what.
yeah, I'm pretty good about our choices. Maybe the different stove. We took a Jetboil, something more compact. Yeah.
So thanks for sharing your beautiful, courageous, and hilarious stories. I'm just curious, what are your specific goals that you want to, what mental health services are you wanting to bring to North Idaho? What are the goals?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jennifer. I would like to see a lot of things come to Sandpoint for more resources that are lacking in our area as a small community. But however, too, this is like an infancy program, nonprofit that we did just start. So I'm very passionate about it, and I look forward to like coming up with those specific goals and everything. I mean, we started that maybe 2 months before we went on our hike. I knew it was something I had enough passion, and I know there's a need for change. Otherwise, Ethan would still be alive. So finding out from the community and talking to law enforcement, talking to mental health professionals in our area is something that we plan to do this next year, and really find out, like, with all those people and all the people that we talk to, where do you start? It's overwhelming. I mean, where do you start? Do we need the crisis center? Do we need a mental health center? Ethan couldn't see the local psychiatrist here to get on medications for 6 months. He was out 6 months. He don't have time to wait 6 months. He needed that right away, and that wasn't here. And same when your loved one's experiencing a mental health crisis, you can't take them to Bonner General. And one time, Ethan, I didn't want to get in a car with them, and they're like, we can't help you, don't bring him here. Like, you have to go to Coeur d'Alene. And driving with someone who's psychotic that far away, who is looking at you with eyes that it's just terrifying, and he needed help, and he needed people that could help him, and mental health professionals and doctors, and not being able to take him into your local hospital. I mean, I had no idea until this happened to me, like that there were so many things that needed changed and need to happen. So I have a big vision. I have big plans. That first part is talking to more people, finding out. With this fundraiser in particular, we are donating a portion to NAMI Far North here in Sandpoint and the Bonner Homeless Transitions. As you know, mental health and addiction and homelessness can all go together, as Ethan experienced all of those things. So those are all things we want to touch on, and we want to help in our community. And we're open to feedback. If you guys have ideas, thoughts, anything, please reach out and talk to us. Like, our community, it's people here, we're going to help brothers and sisters and moms and dads. So yeah, great question. Thank you.
Well, you really wanted questions, so how did this adventure change your connection with each other?
Matt, do you want to answer that?
I'm out. No.
Sorry, just real quick, and then we're going to let Matt answer that. But our friend Gordon over here has a great sense of humor. And you know what he said? He said, oh, I'd love to ask this question. What was it, Gordon? Because on the trail. And he said, say a marriage counselor. So it just made me think of that.
No, actually, it's really good going into like this kind of journey, you know that each of us are going to have really hard days, difficult, and it's how you treat each other on those hard days. If you treat each other with respect, you can be grumpy, you can be upset, you might talk angry and stuff, but you don't direct that towards the other person. And that was something that really stayed true for both of us through the whole thing. There's one point where I told Justine, like, you need to do this right now. And she just looked at me like, what? And I was like, I'm so sorry. Will you please do this? I'm having a moment. And, you know, it's like, yeah, those are the moments. But, yeah, I think it brought us together much stronger. Yeah, it's like there's nothing that we can't go through together.
Definitely bonded us in new ways and made the relationship stronger. I think it's a prerequisite to anyone that wants to get engaged. Go on a through hike. If you can make it on a through hike, you can make it through marriage. So that's my new mantra. Go on a through hike. Oh, you're engaged? Oh, make sure you go on a through hike before you tie the knot. Yeah, no, but it's a great question. It did really bond us, and Matt is super patient and really took good care of me on the hike. I think it's just finding your person, and you can go through these things and just communication right away. I'm like, I'm going to be in a terrible mood some days. I'm going to cry. And he's like, that's okay. Like, just having someone so understanding to be on the trail with really kept me going. I mean, I really have Matt to thank for that. So thank you. And if there's no more questions, I am going to pull the raffle winner for the Yeti blanket. Sorry, I forgot to do that earlier, and I hope the people didn't leave. But it could be somebody that's not here, so we're going to find out. And where is Lydia? Lydia loves to draw raffles. She loves it. Oh, my God, you guys should have saw her at the shop. We did. She works at La Chic, and when we did the raffle for some giveaways, she was like my excited little helper that came up, and she's like, I want to draw the name. So, Lydia, we're going to have you do the honors tonight for the raffle. Woohoo! Yeah, I know it is, huh? Okay, hold it high. She gives me all the orders, too. It's great. Oh, higher. Should I stand up? Yes. Yeah. Oh, someone said all the way to the bottom. Okay. All right, let's hope it's someone in the room tonight. Thank you guys all for coming, too. Oh, my gosh, this has been so much fun. We so appreciate it. I've never done anything like this before. I'm sorry if I rambled. I don't know how to. Okay, she said it's scary. She's going for it. She's got one, almost. It's like fishing. You're trying to get that trout. Get it, girl?
Are you making cookies?
Okay, here it is. Okay. Oh, it's like somebody put the other end in there. Hello! Draw another winner. It's no, there isn't. They have their name on it. That's just an end of one. Oh, did someone?
Yeah, but does anybody have that number?
Okay, so maybe this was a random one tonight. Did someone keep their one with their name on it, like the lines that say your name and number, and give me the number ticket? I'm going to read the number, and if nobody in a few seconds, thanks, Woods. Woods, you want to take a photo of this? We can make it really fun. Okay, here's the number. Just in case, 2423291. Oh, was that like a woo winner? Nope. Okay. Is it? Ew, we have a winner in house? Woohoo! Okay, let's get his name. Who won? Okay, double check the number. I'm sure, yeah. Okay, here we go. You guys ready? We're double checking the number. We're being those people. 2423291. It is Mike. Okay, Mike. 208-255-9395. You are the winner of the Yeti raffle, and we will send it home with your friends. Okay, it's going home with, with your friends tonight. Thank you guys all for coming. It means so much to us, and we just so appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you, everyone, for everything.